Tonight's presentation of the 32nd Annual Linda's National Open is brought to you by On the High Side Apparel, a clothing brand created by 600 driver Connor Sheffield. With a portion of proceeds going to benefit medical cannabis research, your purchase helps drive progress in the fight against a variety of medical issues. Find out more information at onthehighsideapparel.com or visit Connor and the On the High Side team in the pit area this weekend here at Linda's Speedway. Use the offer code LINDAS at checkout to get 20% off your order through October 17th.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
We welcome you live to the 32nd Linda Speedway National Open. We are just about ready to go. We've got cars on the Speedway for hot laps. It is one of the biggest micro sprint races of the season in both the 270s and the wingless 600s. Preliminary night tonight, the finales tomorrow, but we are live from Linda Speedway, going to bring you all the action, including Race of Champions 23 this evening from Jonestown, Pennsylvania. I'm Casey Kreider, glad to take you through all the action this evening. As I mentioned, we've got hot laps on the racetrack. We concluded hot laps for the 600s before we came on the air. Timmy Buckwalter, the 2019 winner, was fastest. Pat Beeler and Zach Beeler completed the top three. And now we are late in the going of 270 warm-ups. Ross Jack, quickest time so far, 12.352 for Ross the Boss. Alex Swift, Craig Myers, Nick Skias, and Steve Dunmeyer, your top five. As the checkered flag falls on, I believe, the third to last group of warm-ups for the 270s. Once again, want to welcome everybody who is watching in at home on the National Racing Network Facebook and YouTube pages, providing live free coverage of National Open 32 at the Linda Speedway this weekend. I want to thank all of you for watching. We ask that you support us as well by giving us a like, sharing us, getting us out to as many people as you can, because I promise you, it is going to be worth it. If not for tonight, certainly for tomorrow. But tonight's going to be a fun one for sure. Preliminary night, time trials for 600s and 270s, then our heat races for the wingless 600s, and the 23rd Race of Champions for the 270s. Going to conclude our preliminary night of racing in National Open 32. Having a little bit of trouble getting Billy Logeman's car off the racetrack, or started. They're pushing him off the racetrack in the Alfred and Sam's Bakery number 76B, so we'll see if they can get Logeman's car back fired for time trials. We have a couple former National Open winners on the racetrack in this group. One of them has just come to a stop in turn number one. That is Jacob Hendershot, the 2017 National Open champion, also won the Race of Champions in 2018. Did not compete in this event last year, but back in the running tonight, and looks like now they've gotten him fired away in turn number 2. Pat Beeler also on the racetrack, the icon, pulling double duty tonight. Of course, if you watched last year, you remember how close it was for Pat Beeler to winning the National Open. Dominated most of the race, had the engine lay down on him in the late going, and Austin Pasquarella pounced. Beeler nearly came back to win it at the checkered flag. The gap was 1/1000th of a second at the checkers. It does not get any closer than that, even in computerized scoring. Pat Beeler looking for his 3rd National Open win. He's a 4-time Race of Champions winner. That'll be his first bit of progress tonight. Actually, not sure if he's eligible for that. Regardless, he will be one of the favorites for the National Open this weekend in both the 270s and the 600s. He's on the Speedway with Michael Keefe in the 12, Justin Harrington in the 76. The 20 is Corey Myers, the 11G of Brandon Gibble, 21H of Ronald Helmick, and the 5W of Darren Miller. Those are the cars on the Speedway in what looks to be the final group of warm-ups for the 270s. Corey Myers is going to be quickest of anybody in this group. 5th fastest overall, 12.543. But he's not going to have anything for the top 4, who are Ross Perchak with a 12.352, Alex Swift 2nd with a 12.402, Craig Myers 3rd, and Nick Skias 4th quickest. With Corey Myers completing your top 5 at the conclusion of 270 warm-ups. We have 86 270s here this weekend to compete for the National Open. It is a mammoth field of cars, 54 wingless 600s. So I am Casey Kreider up in the booth this weekend at Linda Speedway, as I always am. Glad to be calling my first ever Linda Speedway National Open this weekend. But I've got a partner in crime, and his name is Bert Wojcik. He'll be our pit reporter this weekend. And Bert, if you've got the mic on, member of High Side Hustle fame, and I know you're glad to get back to the National Open, you'll be doing our pit reporting. And what do you think we're going to see this weekend? It's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt.
Chris tried to sabotage me already. So, anyway, yeah, thank you, Casey. Yeah, it's great to be back here at the Linda's National Open. Been a couple of years I've been down here, but definitely looking forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. Love the racing here that they put on Linda's here. 600s, 270s, always some wild stuff. And I think we're in for some really exciting racing. It's been all year long here at Linda's.
The fun begins tonight with time trials and then heat races for the 600. So by the end of the night, we'll know the top 24 starters for tomorrow's National Open for the 600s. 270s obviously have their Race of Champions before everything really gets started for them tomorrow with heat races and whatnot. But there is always something going on here during National Open weekend, and always something that's important, because with no inversions, time trials, so crucial. Heat races, so crucial. Everything about this weekend is important toward ultimately trying to win the National Open.
Oh, absolutely. It's like any sprint car race you go to, where it is a crucial thing. Those first 2 laps that start the night off, will make or break your night. So you have to kind of go out there and make sure you put down the best 2 laps you can, or you're going to be falling behind all night long. And this heat racing, I mean, there's a lot of good cars here, so it's going to be very tough to pass. But if you can make some passing here, you're going to be into contention here for a good spot here for top 20.
Yeah, we always say when we come to the National Open, the field for a B main is usually what you'd see as the field for an A main on a regular Friday or Saturday night. But Man, yeah, this is such a tough field just to make, much less to win this race.
Oh, absolutely. And plus you have, what do you say, over 80 270s here. I mean, there's a lot of good cars here in the 600s. Obviously, they kind of dominate PA in the micro ranks here, and there's a lot of good contenders in there. You know, obviously, you got to kind of look at a guy like Timmy Buckwalter. You know, took the year off last year, 2019 champion. As you said earlier when you were introducing him, he can run anything with wheels on it. So, I mean, the boy is a natural talent there, but there's a lot of people going to be coming gunning for him, I think.
For as big as this race is for the 600s, and make no mistake, it is big. This is a ginormous race for the 270s. This is really, I mean, for the most part, this is their biggest single event of the season for most of these guys, and even for a lot of the 600 guys, but it just goes to show with the car counts we have tonight in the 270s with 86 of these things here. There are so many drivers that are competing, and they want to add their name to what is really an illustrious list of winners that have won this National Open before.
Oh, absolutely. You know, we talked with Mike Batts on the show, me and Adam Rupert, who's around here doing photos somewhere to here tonight. We talked with Mike Batts on the High Side Hustle on Wednesday night, and, you know, we talked about the guys that are running 410s and 360s now that are up in those bigger ranks that have won this Linda's National Open. Like, walking through the wall of champions back here, you have Kevin Gobrecht's name, you have Brian Smith, you have Brock Zierfoss. You have a lot of good names back there that move their way up. And you said about the 270s, Mike said 3,200 to win. That's a good chunk of change for these guys. I mean, normally what do they run for Friday night? They don't run for too much on a Friday night, I imagine.
Not nearly that much.
Yeah, not nearly that much. So, but still, I mean, 3,200. I mean, that's a lot of money for these guys, especially in a low buck cost like that. That's going to go a long way to helping you out starting next season.
Yeah, 3,200 in honor of National Open 32 for the 270s, and even $3,000 goes to the winner of the 600. Still nothing to sneeze at for sure. And whereas, you know, it's I want to say it's a little easier to handicap the field in the 270s. We've had new winners in the 600 National Open since 2014, so that field is very competitive and a little tougher to handicap, even though it might not quite have the quantity of the 270s. It's always competitive.
Well, it's, you know, the thing is quality over quantity. You know, you have a lot of good quality cars there. You know, the quantity, yeah, you know, they might have more in the 270s, but still, I think you're going to see great racing on both sides.
Things started, and the way we do that is with opening ceremonies. Okay, race fans, at this time, we ask if you could all please rise, and gentlemen, please remove your hats. Here to perform God Bless America to begin our National Open weekend, please welcome Mr. Keith Gerhardt.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Thank you, Keith. And here to perform our national anthem this evening, please welcome Mr. Tom Fitting.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Tom. Race fans, what do you say? Ready to get National Open 32 started? Well, let's get to it.
Hey, how you doing?
So we will have a couple more hot lap sessions here for the 270s. See our weather tonight, presented by D-Weather. 76 degrees Fahrenheit is the current temperature. It is overcast, and we've got, at this time, no noticeable wind blowing. Might have a little breeze as the night goes on, though. And that could affect things slightly for tonight's National Open. Also, if you've not yet bought your 50-50 tickets, please do so. They are coming through the grandstand right now. The more you buy, the bigger the pot will be, and the more opportunity you have to win. So, get your 50-50 tickets if you have not yet done so already. Cars on the Speedway right now. The 3W of Jimmy Wagner is on track, along with the 16. That is National Open rookie Alex Lucas. They see the checkered flag in front of the 12R of Brandon Heist, the two-time wingless 600 champion here at Linda's Speedway. Those three all on the Speedway. And a couple more cars, I think, going to get some warm-ups going. I think there were 6 cars that had issues and were not able to turn a lap in their initial warm-up group. So here comes Billy Logeman in the 76B, the Alfred and Sam's Bakery ride for the Harrington team. Looks like they're giving him just a push-off here. He is all good. And with that, looks like time trials are just about ready to kick off for the wingless 600s. We have 54 of them here this weekend. So with 54 cars here, it's pretty even math. We'll have 6 heat races, 9 cars apiece. What that basically means is if you qualify in the top 6 in time trials, you're going to start on pole for your heat race. And the top 4 from each heat will transfer and make up our first 24 starters. As I said, we will know the top 24 in tomorrow's starting lineup for the National Open in the 600s by the end of this evening. And that will be based off of the heat races that will be taking place after time trials, but time trials will go a long way towards setting that because, as we've mentioned, there is no invert. It's heads up all weekend, so everything matters. Time trials, heat races, all contributes to where you'll eventually be starting the National Open and ultimately the chance you have to win the National Open. And here we go. First 2 cars on the Speedway. We start with the hammer down engines, number 42U, and Denver, Pennsylvania's Tyler Allrich working his way down the back straightaway, and the 24H of Jay Hartman, the 2014 National Open winner, one of a few prior wingless 600 Open winners in the field tonight. They see the green flag. Tyler Allrich, I believe, picked up a win at Path Valley earlier this year. Runs a lot at Lanco. He puts the first lap on the time charts, 13.002. Hartman not going to be able to go quicker, 13.067 on lap 1. Here they come to take the checkered flag. Lap number 2 for Allrich. What is it? 12.945 for Tyler Allrich. He busts the 13-second bracket. Hartman also goes a little quicker on lap 2, 13.055 for the 2014 champion of the National Open. The 98P of Mason Peters made a last-minute decision to run this race. He's a regular at Greenwood Valley Action Track, and he works the 98P down the back straightaway. He's followed by Wingate, Pennsylvania's Michael Knopf in the Route 512 Auto Sales number Z17. He was the track champion at Hamlin this season and is working his way off into turn number 1. Mason Peters going to see the white flag first. He'll put the first lap onto the charts. 13.190 for Mason Peters, third of 3. See if Knopf can go quicker. He will. Second fastest, 13.011. He needs about 7/100ths of a second to top Allrich's quick lap. Peters will pick up slightly on the time chart, but stay 4th in the position chart after his second lap. And Knopf also going to pick up slightly, but not get over Tyler Allrich's quick time. So it's Knopf second fastest, Peters 4th fastest. And here comes the next group of cars on the Speedway. The Residential Mortgage Services number 11H. That is Landisville, Pennsylvania's Holden Ekman. And from Manchester, Pennsylvania, the 15-year-old phenom, 6 times the winner in 2021 at Linda's Speedway in the Keller Contracting number 41. That's Logan Rumsey. Logan Rumsey going to have a lot of people pulling for him here this weekend. He is kind of the home track guy here, and he's been the most dominant. We wondered who that would be with Tommy Kunzman, Mike Thompson, both moving up, running more sprint car things this year. Holden Ekman, though, goes to the top of the time charts, 12.942 for Holden Ekman on lap 1, and Rumsey will top that, 12.898. Rumsey quickest. We'll see if Ekman can improve. He will not on lap 2. He'll stay second quickest, 12.942. Rumsey not going to pick up either. He'll stay at the top of the time charts with a 12.898 second lap time. So Rumsey quickest, Ekman second. So 6 down, still 48 to go, but good opening lap for Logan Rumsey at 12.898. The fastest time in warm-ups by Timmy Buckwalter was about a 12.77, so we're a little bit off of that still. We'll see just how sporty that lap by Logan Rumsey really winds up being. Next 2 cars onto the Speedway are 2 track champions here at Linda's in a couple different divisions. Ryan Kunkel has a modified championship here. He was a championship contender this year in the wingless 600s. Had a solid season. He works the Welbit Holmes number 61 out of turn number 4 to see the green flag. And a former 270 National Open winner and former 270 Race of Champions winner. He's been driving that Croft Motorsports number 7 in the 600s all season. Nick Skias works his way down the backstretch. Ryan Kunkel going to put his lap on the time chart, 6th quickest, 13.089. Skias to the white flag, 7th fastest, 13.121. Both those drivers going to look to try and pick up here on lap number 2. Kunkel will. He gets to 4th quickest, 12.957. And Nick Skias jumps to 5th, 12.961 for Nick Skias. from Lewis, Delaware in car number 10M, part of the Fauci Racing Drive Development Program. Nearly won here a couple weeks ago. That is Preston Latimus in the 10M, working his way into turn number. Coming back to see the checkers. .095 for Latimus. Swavely went 6th quickest, 12.966 for Jason Swavely. So 10 cars down. Logan Rumsey still your quick timer. This guy was the quick timer for the Speed Week race that was held here in July in the 11Z from Lehighton, Pennsylvania. That is Kyle Lick, and he's got a National Open rookie working his way out of turn number 2. That is Evan Knopf in the 18 from Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, coming through the corner, and he'll see the green flag this time around, but keep Mason Beinhauer in the 21 out on the Speedway. I think this is his first National Open as well as he works his way out of turn number 2, right in front of Richie Hartman, champion at Shellhammers this year, winner here earlier this season. Richie Hartman from Reading, Pennsylvania could be a threat to win this thing tonight. He sees the green flag after Beinhauer. Beinhauer working his way down the backstretch and off to turn 3. He's going to see the white flag, and Beinhauer 17th quickest. Richie Hartman jumps to 7th, 12.949, and he only needs about 7 100ths to take over the fastest time. Just goes to show you how tight this field is as Beinhauer comes to the checkers, jumps to 13th. Hartman not going to pick up on lap 2. He'll stay 7th. It is as Begenwald goes 23rd. Brandon Heist to the checkered flag, picks up the 17th on lap 2. And Begenwald off of the corner. He'll stay 23rd, pick up to a 13.371, but 23rd out of 24 to take time so far. Lewisberry, Pennsylvania's Alex Rupert in the Dry D number 5 is on the Speedway. He was the winner of the Big Shellhammer Slam a few weeks ago. And he's on track with the 21M of Hunter McFadden. They both see the green flag this time by. Ooh, McFadden's car sounding off the pace. He might have blown that thing up coming out of turn number 2. Rupert goes to 5th quickest, 12.933 for Alex Rupert as McFadden pulls in. He's got problems, but Alex Rupert to the checkers. And he is going to go to the top. Alex Rupert to the top of the time charts, 12.827 for the Dry D number 5. What a lap from Rupert, who has really been outstanding in recent months. We mentioned him winning that Big Shellhammers race. He also nearly won here a couple weeks ago, got tangled up in lap traffic, and through 25 cars, Rupert, your quick timer. Alex Rupert had a really impressive performance during Speed Week this year and has really been impressive just about everywhere he's been to, and he's got the Dry D number 5 quickest with 28 cars still to go. We're about halfway through this time trial session. Billy Koch in car number 66, going to work his way into turn number 1 in this group, along with the M19 of Coopersburg, Pennsylvania's Jason Muldowney. Coming down the backstretch, they'll see the green flag, this time by Billy Koch. Gotta wonder with Rupert's time how much of it maybe is the track picking up speed or maybe just how fast that car was. Probably a combo of both, but we'll see if Billy Koch can knock in and put his car on the top of the time chart. 14th on lap 1, 12.986 for Koch. Muldowney 24th, 13.291. Billy Koch jumps up to 5th on lap 2. 12.903 for Billy Koch into the top 5. Muldowney going to stay 24th. 13.291 for Jason Muldowney through 28 cars. They call him the Mullet Man, and he's been on a bit of a run lately. From Shoemakersville, Pennsylvania, in the Haas Automotive number 54, that's Dakota Bartlett working into turns 1 and 2. And Joe-Marie Gagne in car number 98 working down the backstretch and into turn number 3, also on track. Gagne was the champion in the 600s this year at Blanket Hill Speedway. And Dakota Bartlett had a great season with a 270 win here, a wingless 600 win. Bartlett is 22nd quickest, Gagne 29th quickest. Bartlett not going to be able to pick up on the position chart. 13.141 keeps him 22nd, and Gagne looks like it's going to stay 29th. 13.968 for Joe-Marie Gagne. Last year, she was watching the National Open on the Last year, she was watching the National Open on the National Racing Network. This year, she's racing in it. From Langhorne, Pennsylvania, it's Olivia Hayworth in the Race Shack number 44. And in front, or behind her, is the icon, Pat Beeler in the 42B. Won the Skyscraper a couple of weeks ago, has shown a lot of speed with that car. He was second fastest in warm-ups. What does he have in time trials? Hayworth goes 16th fastest, 13.023. Beeler to third, 12.862 for Pat Beeler. Hayworth is not going to improve on her second lap. She'll stay 17th. Beeler, though, not going to pick up. He'll stay third. Third quickest is Pat Beeler, 12.862. In fact, that's a dead heat with Ryan Groff for the second fastest time, behind Alex Rupert's quick lap of 12.827. Logan Rowe now on the Speedway 600 rookie, making his first National Open appearance. And Jared Kunkel is behind the wheel of the other 61 tonight, the 61K. The cuts down kid works down the backstretch into turn 3. Logan Rowe won a big 125 race here last season, making the jump to 600s this year. It's been a learning curve, but he's kept improving. And he's going to ride that 24 out of turn number 4 to lay down the 27th lap time, 13.276. Jared Kunkel, whoa, what a lap from Kunkel, second, 12.859. Needs about 3 100ths to get to Alex Rupert's quick time. Road will stay 28th, but watch Jared Kunkel out of turn 4. He'll stay second. Not going to be able to pick up on lap 2, so Jared Kunkel stays second quickest behind Alex Rupert. With 34 down, Jeff Sechrist coming on the Speedway in car number 42. But the one to watch in this one might just be the Wheelmaster General, Timmy Buckwalter. Won this race in 2019, didn't get to run it last year, but he was fastest in hot laps. Can he back it up in time trials? Let's see. Jeff Sechrist, beg your pardon, gonna see the white flag first as he comes out of turn number 4. 13.121, 25th. Watch Timmy as he comes to the white flag. His lap, 6th quickest, 12.883 for Timmy Buckwalter. Needs 7 100ths. Jeff Sechrist to the white flag, or checkered flag. He'll stay 26th. Timmy Buckwalter out of turn 4. Gonna stay 6th. Not able to pick up on lap 2. I think he ran a little high in 3 and 4. That'll keep him 6th quickest overall. So 6th for Timmy Buckwalter, 26th for Jeff Sechrist. Last year's third place finisher in the White's Mechanical number 6W, that is Colin White on the Speedway. And the 19 of Tim Horney, a Linda Speedway regular, on track in this group. Colin White working his way out of turn number 2. He's the highest finishing driver from last year's National Open, back in the field this season. And he works his way out of turn number 4 to lay down the 22nd fastest lap time, 13.047 for Colin White. Tim Horney, 37th quickest, 14.605. Keep an eye on White as he comes to the checkers. He'll look to pick up, and he will. 15th quickest for Colin White, 12.960. Tim Horney to the checkers. What a big pickup for him. 18th quickest, 12.970. He picked up nearly 2 seconds on lap 2. How about that lap from Tim Horney? 18th fastest. What a pickup. Adam Duchell in car number 10 and the Stollard number 29 of Dan Baer on the Speedway. I said earlier, don't see many Stollards around anymore, but he's working his way into turns 3 and 4, hoping for a good run. He was quick in warm-ups tonight. Keep an eye on both these drivers as Duchell is going to see the white flag first, put his first lap onto the time charts. 20th for Adam Duchell, 13.002. Daniel Baer coming to the white flag. What does his lap say? 33rd, 13.218 for Daniel Baer. Duchell to the checkers, 20th. He'll stay right there. Baer going to really try to pick up on lap 2. Lap 1 was not what he was looking for, but he can't do it. He slows down by about 0.2, 13.416 on his second lap, so Baer going to stay 33rd quickest. If you want to buy your 50-50 tickets, this is your last call to do so. They'll be coming through the grandstands one more time, but this is your last call to get 50-50 tickets on the Speedway for time trials. So 3D, that's Annville, Pennsylvania, Sean Dove, and the 92 of Jeff Weaver, a Clinton County Speedway champion this season, working his way out of turn number 4 to see the green flag from head starter Mike Fry. Assistant starter Neil Bort's going to give Sean Dove the white flag. He goes 9th quickest, 12.926. Good lap for Dove. Can he pick up on lap 2? He needs about a 10th. Weaver 36th fastest, but keep an eye on Sean Dove to the checkers. He'll stay 9th. Slows down a couple hundredths on lap 2. And Weaver will pick up just slightly, 35th for him, 13.219 for Jeff Weaver. Just like that, we've got a dozen cars left. And the guy that's coming on the Speedway right now was 3rd quickest in warm-ups, Zach Beeler in the Sheffield Racing number 6. And the 22H of Fred Heinley on the Speedway, the Twisted Custom Designs machine. Last year's points runner-up had to fall back on the provisional. He'd like to get in the hard way. This year, we'll see if he can do so. Zach Beeler going to see the white flag first, so keep an eye on this lap. He is 26, 13.051. Going to need a big pickup on lap 2. Heinley goes 24th quickest, 13.030. Hard to believe they're down in the mid-20s and they're only 0.2 off the pole. Here comes Beeler. He's not going to be able to pick up. Well, he'll pick up just slightly, but only to 26th on his second lap. Heinley will go to 21st. 12.998 for Fred Heinley, 13.043 for Zach Beeler. The youngster Jackson White in the 99X coming out onto the racetrack right now. And he's followed by the 163. That's Jeremy Harshman, another track regular, coming off of the corner. Jackson White, one of the youngest drivers in the field, going to work out of turn number 2 after seeing the green flag. What kind of lap can he lay down in the 99X? To the white flag, Jackson White is 42nd quickest. Harshman, good first lap for him, 21st, 12.987. Coming around to see the checkered flag. Jackson White, can he pick up on lap 2? Yes, to 36th quickest. Harshman, not going to pick up. He'll stay 21st, 12.987. And Alex Rupert is 8 cars away from having the fastest overall time in Natty Open time trials. Got a couple 23 cars coming on the Speedway. National Open rookie Brandon Nichols in the 23N. And from New Providence, Pennsylvania, in the reanimated art tattoo number 23, a former track champion in the 270s, Bradley Brown on the Speedway. The Highsiders going to see the green flag out of turn number 4. See what kind of lap both these drivers can lay down. Nicholas to the white flag, 45th quickest, 13.816. Bradley Brown will go 29th quickest, 13.054. To the checkered flag, Nicholas will pick up back to 45th, 13.544. Bradley Brown going to pick up 3/1,000ths of a second, but will stay 29th on the time charts. Tyler Henry's number 56 working his way into turn number 1. From Moorfield, Pennsylvania is Tyler Henry, and the 22A of Norristown's Adriana Delaponte on the track. Delaponte's car might have sounded a little bit sick coming out of turn number 4. Yeah, it does not quite sound right for Adriana Delaponte as she works into turn number 1. Keep an eye on Tyler Henry, his first lap, 39th quickest, 13.173. Delaponte, whose car sounds like it's ailing, coming to the white flag, 45th quickest for her, 13.353. Henry to the checkers, picks up the 35th, 13.125. And Delaponte, clearly with some issues, going to come to the checkered flag. Will pick up the 43rd quickest, 13.241 for AD Delaponte, but some more issues internally they're going to have to try and work out. Deptford, New Jersey's Christian Bruno, your 2021 Hyper Racing Speed Week champion. He's had a lot of success this season. He's on the Speedway with his good buddy, Joey Amantia, the Big Show, who had a win here earlier this season in the very first wingless race of 2021 at Linda's. He works the JPA Masonry number 88J out of turn number 4 to see the green flag. Christian Bruno, though, going to see the white first. Lap number 1 for Bruno, 20th. 12.980, needs about a 10th and a half. Amantia, 32nd, 13.063. Here comes Christian Bruno to the checkered flag. He is not going to pick up on lap 2. He'll stay 20th, 12.980, and Amantia, 32nd. He'll stay right there. Neither driver able to pick up on lap 2, and just like that, we're down to our final 2 time trialers. Can anybody knock Alex Rupert off the top of the time charts? John Adams in the 11A and the 2S of Garrett Smith, the last 2 drivers to have a shot at it. Ooh, Adams slides way high, coming to get the green flag. That's going to hurt his lap 1, most likely. Garrett Smith has had a very solid season this year at Linda's Speedway. Does he have enough for quick time is the question. Adams, 48th, 13.357. Garrett Smith goes with a 12.991 to 23rd. So unless Garrett Smith can find about 2/10, it's going to be Alex Rupert, your quick timer, as Adams will not pick up, and Garrett Smith will pick up. He tried. He got to 6th. 12.880, and that's big for Garrett Smith because that means he'll be on pole for one of the heat races. But your fastest overall timer at the conclusion of 600 hot laps is going to be the driver from Lewisberry, Pennsylvania, Alex Rupert, with a 12.827. So Alex Rupert is your quick timer at the conclusion of 600 time trials, 12.827 second lap time for him. Jared Kunkel second, Ryan Groff third, Pat Beeler fourth, Jesse Maurer fifth, and Garrett Smith sixth, all going to be on the pole for the 6 heat races that'll come tonight. Timmy Buckwalter, Logan Rumsey, Billy Koch, and Sean Dove complete your top 10. And in just a few moments, Burt Wojcik is going to get a word in with the young gun, the quick overall timer of National Open 32 in the 600s, Alex Rupert. So they're going to get ready to bring Alex Rupert out onto the Speedway. And Bert Wojcik is anxiously awaiting to talk to the fast overall timer. I thought going in the weekend he might be a sleeper pick. He now might be the favorite to win National Open 32. Alex Rupert, your fastest overall timer. As we mentioned, the top 6 all going to start on pole for the heat races later tonight. Rupert, Jared Kunkel, Ryan Groff, Pat Beeler, Jesse Maurer, and Garrett Smith. And note, perhaps for reference, that Rupert was the 25th car of the 54 to take time to the Speedway, so that gives you maybe a general idea of where the track was the best, but certainly Rupert had the speed. Got the pole by about, with a quick time, by about 4/100ths of a second. And here he comes now onto the Speedway. Race fans, make some noise for your quick timer, a 600 hot lap, or 600 time trials, Alex Rupert. He will do the rev check just to make sure he's all good. And then he will come talk to Bert Wojcik on the front stretch. Sounds like they're going to rev check the top 3 timers. So Alex Rupert is pulled into victory lane. He's climbed out of the car, and he's getting ready to talk to Bert Wojcik as your quick overall timer of the 600s. Bert, take it away.
All right. Thank you very much, Casey. As Alex Rupert gets out of the car here again, a 12.827. He gets a bucket off here with the Dryden number 5. And we'll bring him around front here. 12.827, and that sets you up pretty well for the National Open, buddy.
Yeah, that definitely is going to set us up well for the rest of the weekend. Yeah, that's definitely going to set us up well for the weekend. Just got to go out here and do good in the heat race, hopefully win that too.
How the lap feel? I mean, 12.8 lap, that's pretty fast around here, especially with the way the track is, and there's been a lot of laps here too with the amount of cars we've had.
Yeah, track felt good tonight. It's actually really smooth than it's been the other times I've been here. It's been like fast, it's smooth.
It's been good, and it set you up very well, but congratulations. I know you got a lot of work here. So we'll get you through. We'll get through some pictures here. Good luck, bud, and hopefully we talk to you again here maybe a little bit later on.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Alex Rupert, your quick timer for the 600s for Linda's National Open, and we'll send it back up to Casey.
Thank you, Bert. So, Alex Rupert, your fastest overall timer. I don't know if he'd be the youngest to ever win the National Open. He would certainly be up there. Let's see if he can get it done. We'll know a lot after heat races. That's coming to the Speedway after 270 time trials. Top 24 starters all going to lock in tonight. Rupert going to take the picture as the quick overall timer. So, one little piece of information I was just presented to by Mike Batts is the guy that won last year's National Open, Brendan Bright, is the crew chief on this car for Alex Rupert. So Brendan Bright, he was the overall quick timer last year, won the first heat, and won the National Open, leading all 40 laps. I don't know. Maybe that's got something to do with Alex Rupert putting himself in position to try and do the same thing. So every year, Michael Batts makes it a tradition to come up here for 270 time trials, if nothing else, because, Mike, you love time trials. You love the art of it. Talk about what we just saw in the 600s. The field separated by about 0.2 of a second through the top 30, and we could see something similar here in the 600s, or the 270s.
That's what's so cool about it, Casey. You know, we have a situation where Alex Rupert might have flown under the radar for most people. I mean, you said that you kind of had an eye on him, and we really should have. He had such a strong performance a couple weeks ago until he got caught up with that lap car. But here's an example of somebody that just kind of comes out of, per se, nowhere, sets quick time at one of the biggest races of the year. That's part of what I love about time trials. And in the same token, a little bit of a tidbit when Brendan Bright walks to victory lane, maybe it all makes a little bit more sense now that the defending National Open champion has a hand in the quick timer.
Tonight's presentation of the Linda's Speedway National Open is presented by On the High Side Apparel. It's a clothing brand created by 600 driver Connor Sheffield. With a portion of proceeds going to benefit medical cannabis research, your purchase helps drive progress in the fight against a variety of medical issues. Find out more information at onthehighsideapparel.com or visit Connor and the On the High Side team in the pit area this weekend here at Linda's Speedway. Use the offer code LINDAS at checkout to get 20% off your order through October 17th.
So before we get 270 time trials started, and that'll take a while, we want to remind everybody that National Open 32 shirts are on sale at the front gate. So if you'd like your National Open 32 swag, I know I got to get me one of them, then go on down at some point this evening, get your shirts. There's shirts, short sleeve and long sleeve, and there's also hoodies, I believe, right? So yeah, it's awesome. It's part of the environment, part of the pageantry, part of everything that this race is, National Open 32. So get your apparel while you still can.
Yeah, we got a nice variety, Casey, and we got the off-colored shirts this year with the different colored sleeves, something a little different. The logo kind of presented itself to that kind of wear. Very fortunate that we have a good working relationship with Nunzi and Nunzi's advertising, and he takes good care of us, and we'll see him here in a little bit when he comes out to compete in 270 time trials.
Ryan Groff and Jared Kunkel each going through rev checks after being the top three in time trials. And Mike, I was talking about this with Bert in the Open earlier, just how important time trials are, really everything, because everything's heads up. You know, there's some tracks, some races do inversions, things of that sort. Not here. Everything's heads up, and where you time trial, it's very much related to where you're going to wind up having a chance to finish in the race, because while you can drive through the field, and we saw it two different ways last year. The 600s, Brendan Bright wins everything, leads off 40 laps to win, and then Austin Pasquarella starts 14th in the 270s and wins by 1/1000th of a second. But ideally, and I'd say especially for the 600s, to really have a chance to win this race, you'll want to start somewhere in the top 10, and time trials and heat races go a long, long way toward doing that.
The interesting thing, Casey, is I don't know that you want to be on the inside for the start of the 600 heat races. You will set the pace, but you're going to have to hit it perfect because the driver on the outside is coming off of turn 4 with a lot of momentum and going into turn 1 with a lot of momentum. So it will be interesting to see how that shakes out in heat race action just in a little bit for the 600s.
And speaking of that heat race action, this is going to be fascinating because when you look at heat number 1, and that's for the pole now, obviously, Alex Rupert's going to be on pole. The guy on his outside is Timmy Buckwalter. I think back to Speedway a couple months ago when Timmy Buckwalter kind of took Brent Shear to school a little bit on that restart to get the win. Timmy Buckwalter, if he can take the heat race win, he's on pole for the National Open with a chance to go, for him at least, back-to-back. That's going to be a really, really fun storyline to follow in the heat race to come.
270s are pushing onto the racetrack, and time trials are getting ready to begin. For the 32nd running of the 270 Micro Sprint National Open, Paul Myris, Scott Gingrich in the Gingrich Garage, number 8. First car onto the track, and Brock Whistler in the 96 making a rare Linda Speedway start. He will slide into the green flag right now.
Yeah, Gingrich, a former track champion here, knows how to get it done. National Open has not been something in his resume, but he'd love to change that tonight. This weekend, I should say, 12.640 for Scott Gingrich. Good time for him, 13.319 for Whistler. And we'll see early on, Mike Batts, just what the quick time is, what really the bar is, because, through the first few cars of an 86-car time trial, we might not know that for sure, but Gingrich with a 12.584. Good baseline now for the rest of the field. Whistler goes second, 13.196. The two-time 600 champion, Brandon Heist, onto the Speedway in the 12R. He won the Labor Day shootout at Lanco in that car, driving the Sportsman division. He's driven it a couple times here, and he knows how to get around this place. He'll see the green flag, and also on the Speedway is the 27C of Lonnie McConaughey.
Heist has had success in this 270, Casey. It's going to be about getting a good lap right out of the gate. This team's real strong in time trials. He'll go to second on the chart, 12.709. Mike Rice involved in this car. He was the first ever quick timer in the time trial series here at Linda Speedway.
The things you learn. That's pretty incredible. Brandon Heist, not going to go quick time tonight. Second for him, 12.709. We'll see how good that lap looks. Third for Lonnie McConaughey, 13.071 for the 27C. Sean Mcandrew in the 15 and the 13, that is Jim Barkas from Massillon, Ohio, onto the Speedway.
Sean Mcandrew, a former Race of Champions winner, Casey, and somebody that for probably a 3-year span was a driver that a lot of people talked about as a potential National Open champion. It never happened. We'll see if he can start a quest for one here right now.
2010 is when Sean McAndrew's got the job done. He is third quickest, 13.051 in the Race of Champions, I should say. Barkas goes fifth quickest, 13.177. See if McAndrews can pick up on lap 2. Still pretty far off of Scott Gingrich's fast overall time. 12.959 for McAndrews and 13.177. The first lap for Barkas is the quickest, fifth fastest.
Yeah, Scott's looking pretty good right now. He's got a good bit on the field. Even if it doesn't hold up for quick time, it's going to hold up for a pretty good starting spot if it stays this way.
Todd Russer is on the Speedway. He made the A-Main last year in the car number 45. The guy behind him, though, is the icon, Pat Beeler, 4 times the winner of the Race of Champions, 2 times the winner of the National Open, nearly 3 times. And that car has been so fast this season. He's definitely got to be one to watch for quick time.
Todd coming for lap number 1, a staple here at the National Open. Second quick. He's a sleeper guy, Casey. He could slide in there, 12.646. But Beeler goes quick. 12.540 for Pat Beeler with a special paint scheme, paying tribute to those that we lost in the armed forces earlier this year.
That was a heck of a lap for Beeler, and he went even faster on lap 2, 12.509, and Russer, 12.615. 2 big-time laps from both those drivers. Now it's Jesse Maurer, the Mount Joy Outlaw. They've been trying to work out the kinks with this car. See if they've got it tonight. And a Linda Speedway regular, Jason Klinger, on the Speedway in the 88J.
So Jesse Maurer, we talked a lot about weather and moving the race and everything else. The last time this race had to be run on a Sunday, Jesse Maurer led 36 of the 40. Mike Rutherford passed him and won all 3 that year.
Yeah, that was 2007, I believe. He's one of only 2 drivers to have the Triple Crown of the National Open, win the Race of Champions 600s and the 270s. Maurer, second, 12.522. Klinger, fourth. But watch Maurer, not going to pick up on lap 2. He will stay in second. I think they've got the books worked out, though. And Klinger stays fourth. Really good lap for him.
Yeah, I was going to say, shout out to Jason Klinger there. That was impressive.
12.613 for Jason Klinger. Good lap for him. Brandon Gibble in the 11G on to the Speedway now with Annville, Pennsylvania's Brian Heist in the Mount Gretna Roller Rink, number 11. Those 2 cars, similar number. We'll see where they wind up on the time chart.
I was going to say, there's 86 cars here, and we end up with 2 of the same number in the same session. Seems like the odds are not against that, but here we are.
You never know, right? Brandon Gibble and Brian Heist working their way. Coming to see the white flag this time. What's the baseline going to be? Brandon Gibble, 10th, 13.181. And Heist, 7th, 12.784. Needs about 3/10 to get to Beeler's quick overall time. Gibble going to jump back up to 10th, 13.136. And Heist not going to pick up. He'll stay 7th.
So the interesting thing right now, Casey, is it looks like the fast cars are way up where the 600s were, right against that top line. The cars that are running mid-pack are about 2 lanes below that, so you're going to have to go to the edge if you want to be fast here tonight.
Got to walk right on that razor's edge, and it's tough because we saw a couple drivers kind of jump that in 600s, and I'm sure we'll see it in 270s. Devin Herron is back in the field, the 2019 point champ here in the 5R on the Speedway, and the 92 of Jeff Weaver also on track. He won a championship at Clinton County. Was it 270s or 600s?
I think it was both.
Both. Wow. Then we've got a couple champions here on the Speedway, and Herron goes to 3rd.
Former quick timer at the Open, Devin Herron looking to improve. Jeff Weaver is 10th currently with a 13.014.
Here comes Herron. He needs 3 100ths. He got 1 100th. He'll be 3rd quickest, 12.525. Weaver is going to stay 10th. You know, for Devin Herron, won that championship in 2019, then a little time off, came back here last week to get that car tuned up, and here he is, coming back to old form, it seems like.
It's like riding a bike, just really fast and you got to shift.
That's all there is to it. All right, we got a couple good drivers on the track now, a couple former champions here at the Speedway. Pete Skias having probably one of his best seasons, a 4-time winner this year. Pistol Pete working out of turn number 2 with the Rocket Man from Fleetwood, Jason Swavely in the 14, also on the Speedway.
Pete's on the bottom, Casey. We'll see what lap 1 brings, and if he stays there, he's going to move up a little bit. 4th quick, he needs more.
He doesn't need much more, though, and neither does Swavely. 12.570 for Swavely, 12.540 for Skias to the checkers. He got it! Top of the time charts is Pistol Pete, 12.482. Swavely goes to 3rd, 12.516. But Pete Skias, your quick overall timer through 16 of 86.
Boy, that changes my thoughts on everything, because Beeler, Maurer, Swavely on the top, and Pete comes out and runs the tires and goes to the top of the chart.
Well, I'll tell you what, for the drivers that are later in the order, I bet they're watching, they're looking and seeing what Pete Skias did. Alex Lucas is a National Open rookie from Strasburg, Pennsylvania. He works a 16 into turn number 1. A little bit loose on the bottom there in the corner. And he's followed by the 11R of Tommy Rink. And I want to make sure I get this right, from Cape May Courthouse, New Jersey, in his first National Open. Got a couple Open rookies on the track right now. Lucas having some issues. Having some troubles with that car. He pulls off the Speedway. He is going to be last in the time charts and only get 1 lap. Rink is 14th quickest, 13.102. Coming to the checkers, Rink. Decent pickup, 12.950. He goes 11th to match his car number.
So right now, Pete Skias is quickest. Pat Beeler 2nd, Jason Swavely 3rd, Jesse Maurer 4th, Devin Herron 5th. Plenty of heavy hitters to go. But the track will change as we go through these time trials, and that'll play a big factor in things as well.
From Drums, Pennsylvania, in car number 64, that is Brandon Crockford. I had to make sure I get it right. Brandon Crockford in the 64 coming out of turn number 4. He's on the Speedway with the 48J of Frank Jarkowitz.
Frank Jarkowitz was a longtime 600 campaigner at the National Open. Made the switch to the cars that don't have starters. We'll see what he can do here in 2021.
11th for Crockford on lap number 1 at 12.802. And right behind him, Jarkowitz, 12th quickest, 12.851. So coming to the checkered flag, can either driver pick up? Let's see. Crockford, no. He'll stay 11th. Jarkowitz, you betcha. 9th quickest for Frank Jarkowitz, 12.704.
Good to have Brandon Crockford back in the field. They took some time off as well. This is their first National Open back in a couple of years.
Jimmy Wagner in the 3W and the 14R of Tyler Reinhardt onto the Speedway. Tyler in the Delmarva Foundation Coatings number 14R from Pittsgrove, New Jersey.
This is one of the things, Casey, with the two-car time trials. It's going to be tough for Reinhardt. He's got to make a decision. Does he bag the first lap and make sure he's got something on the second one? He's trying to stay in clean air. Wagner struggled to come up to speed, but it looks like he's there now.
20th for Wagner, 12th for Reinhardt. 12.794 for Tyler Reinhardt. Yeah, Wagner's gotten that car up to speed now. I think that probably caught Reinhardt a little off guard, but I don't think it's going to hurt him too much. Wagner does pick up to 17th on lap 2. Reinhardt cannot. He'll stay 12th.
I want to give Casey credit here while we're pushing cars out. The numbers and the way you figure things out there, Casey, by thousands, hundreds, and tenths, that's way over my head, so I'll leave that to you. I'll just look at where they time in.
Good enough for me. Dustin Young in the 21 and the 11B of Brandon Fredericks onto the Speedway now.
Two Western Pennsylvania guys, Casey. They make this haul in here. This race means a lot to them, especially the guy that's going into turn 1 now. He destroyed a car here a couple years ago, throttle stuck, busted the thing almost in half. Just looking to get back into form here this year.
14th for Dustin Young, 12.912. Fredericks, 15th, 12.922. Got to find about 4/10 to get the quick overall time, but they'd love to pick up regardless. Young is going to pick up on the time charts, but he'll stay in 14th. He picked up about a 10th and got no reward for it. That's a bit of a shame for Dustin Young. Brandon Fredericks going to stay 15th after picking up a couple more hundredths. So now you've got Reading, Pennsylvania's Jonah Meck in the Western Lawn and Landscape number 48 coming on to the Speedway with the 29J. That's Danny Lane Jr.
Dan Lane had trouble getting that car to fire off in hot laps tonight, but it looks like they've got that problem fixed. Jonah Meck had an impressive run in his rookie campaign last year. We'll see if he can improve on it this year.
Yes, he did. Jonah, a regular competitor at the, I call it the next door neighbor to this place, Lanco, but comes out to run the National Open every year, loves doing it, and we'll see if he can improve on what he did last year. He's 18th fastest, 12.970. Here comes Danny Lane to the checkered white flag, I should say. He's going to be 23rd, 13.174. I know not quite what they were hoping for. Meck is going to stay 18th, slow down just a tad on lap 2. And Danny Lane coming to the checkers is going to pick up, but he'll only get to 22nd quickest, 13.084.
Top 5 still Pete Skias, Pat Beeler, Jason Swavely, Jesse Maurer, and Devin Herron. Skias with a 12.482. That's the time to beat, and the guy coming onto the track might be the guy to do it.
The birthday boy, Alex Swift, the 2019 winner of this race, driving Nick Walton's number 02, coming into turn number 4. He could be the guy. He had a chance to win this race last year, hit that notorious bump in turn 3, and it ruined his race. Otherwise, he could have gone back-to-back. He is out for revenge tonight. He's on the Speedway with Parker Lucas in the 99P. Oh, wow. Wow. Alex Swift, top of the time charts, and it ain't close, my friends. 12.308 for Alex Swift. He's got Pete Skias covered by about 2/10, and he goes even faster on lap 2. 12.247 for Alex Swift. He wants to get his second National Open win, and he just threw down the gauntlet.
He was on the bottom, too, Casey. He just was real smooth from the wall to the bottom, back up to the wall. And, I mean, for a time like that, they have that car on the edge. If Alex hiccups the wrong way, that thing's going to blow up. But, obviously, it pays off.
That was pretty unbelievable for Alex Swift. I mean, that's the lap now for sure to keep an eye on throughout the rest of this session. On the Speedway now, the 19X of Stevie Darren and the 76 of Justin Harrington. He strapped a 270 to that thing after winning the 125 four-stroke championship and the 125 championship here at Linda's. He did it at both Linda's and Lanco this year. He'll be in the Race of Champions tonight, and he wants to see what he's got in that 76 car as Darren goes 14th quickest, Harrington 10th quickest, 12.676 for Justin Harrington.
Strong lap by both competitors. We'll see if either can pick up. Oh, big pickup by the 19X.
Huge pickup to 8th, 12.604 for Stevie Darren. Good lap for him. Harrington going to stay 11th, 12.676 for Justin Harrington. By the way, Parker Lucas was 30th quickest on his lap time. I want to make sure I shouted that out before we got too far into the rest of qualifying. We have our 31st and 32nd qualifiers now on the track. Christy Swaggart in the 34 and Dallas Sanders in the 99.
Lap number 1 for Christy is 21st quick. A pretty solid lap there for Christy coming into the top 25. We'll see if she can pick up a little bit. Dallas Sanders 28th quick.
Yeah, good lap for Christy Swaggart, regular competitor here at the Speedway. Not going to be able to pick up on lap 2. She'll stay 21st, but good effort. And Dallas Sanders, he can pick up on lap 2. He'll get to 25th quickest, 13.039 for Dallas Sanders. 32 down, and I'm not good at math, but I'm going to say we have about 54 to go, I think, I hope. I think I did the math right. That was quick. Glenn Mockimer in the 112 and the N8 of Nate Gibble on the Speedway in this next group.
Glenn will represent in the Race of Champions tonight, so we'll see if he can kind of start his weekend off strong here with a good performance in time trials. It's coming to it, lap number 1.
Mockimer to the white flag, 12th quickest, 12.697 for Mockimer. Yeah, that's a good lap. Nate Gibble, 28th quickest, 13.072.
It's wild because the cars that do dart around a little bit seem to be quicker than the cars that are really straight.
Loose is fast, right? 11th quickest for Mockimer, 24th for Gibble. Still a lot of work to do, though, to run down Alex Swift's quick time. But if anyone can do it, this guy's going to have a shot. Nunzi Allegrucci, winner last weekend, got a win early in the season, and already his Friday is going better than last year's Friday. He had a number of issues on the preliminary night, had to come through the B main, deep in his heat race into the B main to make the A main. Things going a lot smoother for Nunzi this year.
Lap 1, 8th quick. He's going to need a lot more, Casey, a lot more on lap number 2. And 13.147 for Greg Robinson, 32nd quick.
See if Nunzi can get it as he comes out of turn number 4 to see the checkers. He'll stay 8th. You know, that's the thing. You think about Nunzi's lap as Greg Robinson jumps to 27th. Nunzi's only about a 10th and a half off of the second fastest time set by Pete Skias, but he's 4/10 off of the quick time by Alex Swift. That just goes to show how incredible Swift's lap was.
No bobbles allowed here tonight, Casey. We just want to take a quick second and shout out Chris sent us $50 for the broadcast. Chris, thank you so much. He must really love time trials too, Casey.
I heard you talking about that on the High Side Hustle Wednesday night with Bert and Adam, and yes, time trials. Time trials are exciting. And here we come to the white flag. Dan Boyer, he's had a great season this year at Linda's Speedway. He works that number 6 into turn 1, 12.993, 27th quickest. Sean Freeland in the 83F, 20th quickest, 12.849. Can Boyer pick up on lap 2? Yes, he'll take over that 20th spot. And Freeland says, all right, I'll pick up 2. 16th, 12.750 for Sean Freeland.
And the New York crowd goes wild for Sean Freeland, timing in the top 20 so far.
Good lap for him. Coming on to the Speedway now as thought we might go yellow, but we're going to stay green. Alex Reinsmith on to the Speedway from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. He was the champion this year in the wingless 270s at Shellhammers. He'll be in the Race of Champions tonight, and he works his number 47 off of turn number 2 with the 7. That is Noah Wirguinness. coming out of turn number 2.
Reinsmith, one of those guys that usually can time in pretty well, but this one's going to need a pickup and a pretty big one. He's 37th quick right now.
Guinness goes 19th quickest on his first lap. Good lap for number 7. Reinsmith, he's not going to pick up on lap 2. He'll be 38th of 40 cars, 13.353. That's a little surprising for Alex Reinsmith, but Guinness can pick up to the top 10. 12.608 for Noah Guinness in car number 7.
That's what we're talking about with the time trials. Here's Reinsmith, a guy you would expect. He's on the chart low, and Guinness jumps way up there. Not a guy you would necessarily expect.
Last year, Marshall Labuta's National Open ended upside down in turn number 3. He's hoping it's better this year as he works his number 56 to the green flag in front of the 61 machine. That is Jeff Hafkey.
Jeff Hafkey kind of made his National Open appearance and let everybody know he was here at National Open 25, had a strong weekend, has been searching for that same success ever since. He'll time in 13th quick on lap number 1. It's a 12.728 for Marshall Labuda.
So you can read those numbers, Mike. 18th quick for Marshall Labuda, 12.719 for him. He can pick up on lap 2. Yeah, I'll say good pickup on lap 2 for Hafkey. 7th quickest, 12.558.
This group could be a dangerous one, too, Casey. The second guy out might have a little something to say about who's the quick timer here tonight.
Corey Myers has done a lot of winning the past couple of years in car number 20. He's on the Speedway with the 27 of Braden Spencer from Nanticoke, Pennsylvania.
Braden Spencer's a regular at the Greenwood Valley Action Track and a pretty stout competitor. We'll see if he can make a breakout performance here in time trials of Open 32.
20th quick for Spencer on lap number 1, 12.763. Myers, 7th, 12.549. I think he was the track champion at Path Valley and Trailway this year, and he also was the champion of the Mason-Dixon 270 series. He'll be in the Race of Champions tonight, and he'll be second fastest. Second fastest for Corey Myers, 12.461 for Corey Myers. 19th is Braden Spencer's time.
And the fact of the matter is, Casey, if Alex Swift wasn't superhuman, that would be the quick time. But it's going to be real hard for somebody to knock off Alex Swift. But the only 5-time National Open champion is on the racetrack now.
Yes, Ross Perchak working his way into turn number 3. Not only is he a 5-time winner of the National Open, but a couple weeks ago he became the all-time winner at Linda Speedway, and he's 4/100ths of a second off the quick time on lap 1, 12.285. Jamie Flickinger goes 41st quickest in the 9G, but keep an eye on Perchak to the checkers. No, he just missed it. 5/1000ths of a second off the quick time by Alex Swift. It is a 12.427 to a 12.252 Swift over Perchak. That was the most Alex Swift has had to sweat all day. As Flickinger goes 38th.
And the sweating's not over yet because the defending National Open champion is on the racetrack now. The Pasquarella detailing number 11Z of Austin Pasquarella. And he is joined on the Speedway by the 3H of JT Howat.
Coming to the white flag, JT Horwath going to see it first and put lap number 1 on the board. It's 20th fastest, 12.712. Pasquarella, 4th fastest, 12.476. He had to start 14th in the Open last year. He says, I don't want to do that again this year. He's going to come to see the checkered flag as Horwath picks up to 12th, but keep an eye on Pasquarella. 3rd, 12.409 for Austin Pasquarella.
When they come on the one-way and they call your number and send you to tech, that's got to be a special kind of feeling. We've seen that happen twice in the last 2 groups. Is the track getting quicker? Perchak ran almost an identical line to Alex Swift. He was studying what Swift did. We'll have to wait and see here what the other drivers have to offer as we continue on.
Michael Keefe in car number 12 on the Speedway with the 5 of Brett Cronrath, sportsman champion this year at Lanco, and he's going to go around in turn number 2. That thing looked like it locked up on him.
Yeah, that was wild. We don't see that very often. He just kind of went in there. The whole thing got sideways, and it slid to a stop. But we want to give a call. Michael Keefe is in what I would consider kind of a legendary ride, and that legendary might be a little big? I don't know. I don't think so. This 12 car has been at the National Open for so many years. A long time ago, it was DJ Watson. He would run the car up front every year, just wasn't quite able to get that elusive win. And that car has seen drivers such as Steve Dunmeyer and more recently Todd Russer. There have been a lot of good drivers that have sat behind the wheel of the Watson number 12. Oh, I'm sorry, DJ Fernie was the driver. The Watsons are the owners. And DJ got close 2 times, finishing in the top 5. Just wasn't ever quite able to get over that hump for the Watsons. And this car is back this year with a young driver who's looking to break into National Open fame with 2 good laps here in time trials.
Yeah, that's the hope for Michael Keefe, but unfortunately, this has got to be a little distracting, maybe annoying to have to deal with the issue. Obviously, nothing Brett Cronrath could do. It looked like it locked up on him in there in turn 2. That's why it slid around so quickly, but not ideal for Michael Keefe to have to get on the gas pedal and then do it all over again.
Mental toughness, a part of success, especially here this weekend, because Austin Pasquarella proved it last year. He didn't time great, and then in the heat race, something happened that took him back deep into the field. He could have taken himself out of it. He did not. Stayed focused and won the race. We'll see if Michael Keefe has a little bit of that ice in his veins here in time trials.
We'll find out as he works down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Michael Keefe. Gonna see the white flag. He'll go 18th fastest, 12.639. Good lap for Michael Keefe as he comes into the turn number 3. Let's see if he can pick up. If he picks about a 10th, he'll get inside the top 10. Oh, he got close. He got to 11th, 12.583 for Michael Keefe. On to the Speedway now, the 17X of Chase Metheny and the 133 of Brian Borowick. They're on the Speedway.
Once again, Casey, 2 drivers from Western Pennsylvania. Metheny made his first attempt at the National Open, made it into the feature. Borowick finished 3rd a couple years ago, lost speed last year. Has he found it and brought it back to Jonestown, Pennsylvania this year?
Getting ready to find out. Michael Batt says Metheny sees the white flag. 8th quickest, 12.516 for Chase Metheny. And lap number 1 is 38th for Brian Borowick. Not a great lap for him, but keep an eye on Metheny. That's going to be the one to watch as he sees the checker cannot pick up on lap 2. Metheny stays 8th. Still a good lap for him. Borowick does pick up only to 37th on his 2nd lap.
Work to be done in the 133 pit. And this might be the final bullet that Alex Swift has to dodge, Casey, coming onto the track now.
Certainly one of the guys that is going to have the best opportunity. The 2014 winner of the National Open, a 3-time winner this season. He's been almost perfect when he's raced here this year. Logan Deal comes into turn number 1 in the 94D with the 76Z of Zach Horwath, also on the Speedway.
Casey, Logan runs the top no matter what. He just ran the exact line that Alex Swift ran, only to 6th quick, though.
He's got to find about a 1/4 of a second on lap number 2 as Horwath goes 32nd quickest, but keep an eye on Logan Deal to the checkered flag. Stays 6th, picks up just a couple hundredths on lap number 2. And Horwath's going to pick up the 28th, 12.771 for Zach Horwath. So another bullet dodge for Alex Swift, the 2019 winner. But we still have 32 cars to take time, including the 2 on the racetrack right now. The 5W of Darren Miller and the 15H of Luke Hales.
5W, a former quick timer here when we used to run the 3-day show. Kyle Weiss was the driver. Kent Weiss is still the car owner. Now Darren Miller behind the wheel.
That car has shown speed when it's been here this season. See if he can back it up in time trials. 28th, 12.759 for Darren Miller. Luke Hales is going to be 49th quickest. So Miller going to be the one to watch here as he comes to see the checkered flag. Can he pick up on lap 2? No, he will not. He'll stay 28th fastest, 12.759 for Darren Miller. Luke Hales, 46th quickest, 13.041.
Hale still in the Speedway. They'll send him back behind the wall. We will continue on. Everybody's still chasing Alex Swift, and we've seen quite a few people try to use that line, but you have to wonder, are they set up to do that, or do they just feel like that's their best option to try to go to the top of the chart?
Coming on to the Speedway now from Douglasville, Pennsylvania in car number 21D. That is Dave Williams coming out of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. And the two-time now 270 champion at the Speedway from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, it's Mike Boyer.
Boyer's in that line too, Casey. He likes to run the top, but he's running that inside line to see if he can duplicate what we've seen that happen with the success of Alex Swift.
Dave Williams clocks in 35th. Where is Mike Boyer going to clock in? 34th, 12.823 for Mike Boyer. That's a little surprising.
Right by Dan Boyer, family affair.
Yeah, I'll say. Dave Williams stays 36. Can Boyer pick up on lap 2? Yes, but only to 30th, 12.773 for Mike Boyer.
Mike Boyer, a former hard charger at the National Open, started dead last one year, ran into the top 5.
No doubt he's capable, but he's going to have some work to do. Matt Fernsler, regular at the Speedway from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, in car number 19, works out of turn number 4 to see the green flag. Behind him is the 10L of Wesley Libert from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
Fernsler electing to try that outside line. We'll see what he can bring for lap number 1, 38th quick.
38th for Fernsler. Libert is 53rd quickest, 13.115. Matt Fernsler coming to the checkers. He will clock in and stay 38th, slows down on lap 2. And Wesley Libert able to jump up to 48th on his second lap, 13.039. Natalie Brannon in her first National Open works the K3 machine into turn number 1 with the 21H. That is Ronald Helmick on the Speedway in this next group for time trials.
Ronald, a crew member on the Logan Schuchart number 1S. That's his daytime job, but he has returned to Linda Speedway for the National Open, a race that he has always held pretty dear to his heart. We'll see what he can do here in time trials.
His biggest problem is going to be he might catch Natalie Brannon coming to the white flag. Brannon's going to clock in with a 14.277. Helmick is 38th quickest. Brannon is 60th quickest. And Helmick's going to have to make a pass here. That's going to kill his second lap as he goes to the high side to the checkers. It didn't kill it by too much, only a couple hundredths, but that was not ideal for Ronald Helmick. Natalie Brannon going to stay 60th quickest, and Helmick is 38th. Here comes the kid, Richie Hartman, onto the Speedway from Reading, Pennsylvania. And right behind him in the 4R is Lee Reinhardt. Looked destined to be last year's maybe runner-up and maybe winner if things had gone a little differently. Had issues early in the race, though. Had to retire early. He'd love to get some revenge tonight from this race a year ago and also from the Skyscraper 2 weeks ago, which he had in the bag and lost with a spin in lap traffic in the closing laps.
So on that high side, we'll see what he can do with it.
Richie Hartman is 55th quickest, and Lee Reinhardt is your fast timer. 12.237 for Lee Reinhardt. He did it on lap 1. He is your quickest overall timer. He might catch Richie Hartman, who's 56th quickest, and Reinhardt picks up another 10th on lap 2. 12.124 for Lee Reinhardt, and Alex Swift is the top man no more. Man, what a lap that was from Lee Reinhardt.
And there goes the theory that the bottom's faster because Lee Reinhardt did it on the top. And that is very, very fast and no mistakes.
That was a gigantic lap from Lee Reinhardt. He still has about 20 more cars to endure. Cody Siegel in the 17 and the 25 of C.J. Davis on the Speedway. Siegel going to time in 36th quickest. Davis going to time in 28th quickest, 12.745 for C.J. Davis. Cody Siegel going to see the checkered flag this time by from head starter Mike Fry, and he jumps up to 31st, 12.769 for Cody Siegel. Good jump up for C.J. Davis to 16th quickest on lap 2, 12.585 for C.J. Davis. Charles Chance in the 58. And the other part of that Myers Racing family, Craig Myers in the 20M on the Speedway in this next group for time trials. Charles Chance going to come and see the green flag, and Craig Myers directly behind him. As we said, Craig and Corey, they've done a lot of winning the past few years. Like to carry that success over to the National Open. We'll see if they can do it here in qualifying. Chance is going to be 64th quickest as Myers goes to 13th, 12.522 for Craig Myers. Coming to the checkered flag. Don't know if Chance is going to be able to pick up. He'll pick up just slightly to 62nd quickest. Good second lap for Craig Myers. He'll be 6th quickest, right behind Corey by 1/100th of a second, 12.471 for Craig Myers, 6th fastest overall.
Well, that'll be an interesting discussion in the pit area between them two.
I'll say. All right, a former Race of Champions winner, former National Open winner, former track champion, Nick Skias in the 16P comes out on the Speedway with the 29 at Dakota Bartlett. He's had, I would say, a breakout season this year. Got his win in the 270s, got a win a couple weeks later in the 600s. He's been hot from Shoemakersville, Pennsylvania. We'll see if he can get the job done tonight.
It'll be interesting to see, Casey. Now that a lot of cars have moved to the bottom, you can see the top starting to get a little crummy. It's going to be hard to get the momentum up there. Reinhardt proved it's still there, though. Skias goes 15th. Nick's never a great time trialer at this event. It's the racing that usually produces good results for him.
Skias 15th, Bartlett 31st. Coming to the checkered flag. Can he pick up on lap 2 to 14th? He'll jump Jeff Hafkey. Bartlett going to jump up to 25th on lap 2. Decent effort for him, 12.627 for Dakota Bartlett through 70 of 86 cars. Elijah Reed in the 19R and the 0 of Nathan McDowell coming on to the Speedway. McDowell in his first National Open and caught Elijah Reed. Well, he's going to pass him coming to the green flag. And they're going to be side by side off the corner. That was not ideal. Well, Nathan McDowell's going to get clear, though, and he'll at least have a clean lap for lap number 2 here. Elijah Reed might have some dirty air to deal with as they come to the white flag. 42nd for Nathan McDowell on lap 1 with a pass to boot. Elijah Reed, 68th quickest. Keep an eye. We'll see if we can see a pickup for McDowell here on lap number 2. He will pick it up to 28th quickest. Yeah, good time for him. Funny what a clean track can do for you.
Solid run. Solid performance.
Elijah Reed going to stay 68th quickest. Ryan Fredericks in the 22R and the 77 of Bloomsburg's Ben Stoles on the Speedway.
Could see some solid laps here, Casey. Ryan Fredericks has had some strong runs in time trials. Again, he's more of a racer, so we might see a better performance out of him when the green flag drops tomorrow. Always a strong competitor in the Race of Champions. And Ben Stoltz is Olinda's regular. We'll see if he can find some magic.
Both drivers going to look to find their way close to the top of the time charts. 26 for Fredericks. 12.648. Stoles, a 13.013, puts him 54th quickest. Coming to the checkered flag, Ryan Fredericks. Can he pick up on lap 2? Just slightly. He'll stay 26th. Stoles looking for a big pickup on his second lap, and he's not going to get it. He'll stay 54th, 13.005 for Ben Stoles.
Toby Blumenshine coming onto the track, a runner-up in past National Opens in car 21. And Steve Dunmeyer, who led much of a National Open, passed by Ross Perchak for the win, just hasn't quite recovered from that run. And back in the Team 83, the family-owned car, we'll see what he can produce with this ride.
Yep, Dunmeyer took home the Race of Champions back in 2008. Coming to the white flag is Toby Blumenshine. 43rd for him on lap 1, 12.816. Dunmeyer, 28th quickest, 12.673. Toby Blumenshine had an awesome year at Lanco this year, trying to carry that momentum over to the National Open, and he'll jump up to 36th on his second lap. Dunmeyer jumps to 16th, 12.577 for Steve Dunmeyer. A Lindes and Lanco regular, car number 96W from Ephrata, Pennsylvania, in the Lanco Pole Buildings machine. That's Chase Walker. He's on the Speedway with a guy in his first National Open, car number 69. That's Mickey Banis. Walker going to see the green flag first. coming down the back straightaway. Chase Walker into turn number 3. What does lap number 1 say? We're about to find out as he comes to the white flag. 52nd quickest for Walker. 50th quickest for Bannis in the 69 machine. Both drivers going to look and try and jump their way up here on lap number 2. Walker going to stay 53rd quickest, cannot pick up on his second lap. Bannis will improve to 46th quickest, 12.867 for Mickey Bannis.
That puts Bannis ahead of some good cars there, Casey, in his
It
first
does.
National Open.
It
and that's
does.
a good start.
No doubt about it. Billy Logan in the 76B, probably one of the last real bullets to Lee Reinhardt's quick time. Driving that Alfred and Sam's Bakery ride, he leads car number 1S, Corey Staley, onto the speedway.
Logan's just going to look for 2 solid corners and see where he ends up.
We'll keep an eye on it as he sees the white flag. 35th quickest, 12.746 for Billy Logan on lap 1. Staley, a 13.233, puts him 74th quickest. Coming back to the checkered flag, keep an eye on Logan as he will not pick up on his second lap. He'll stay 35th, and Staley going to stay 74th on the time charts, 13.233 for the 1S. Getting down to the nitty-gritty. Ryan Mcandrew's on the speedway with the 1F of Rick Francis also out there.
2 drivers that have spent many of Octobers here at Linda's Speedway, Casey. So there's not that newness that you have to worry about with the nerves. We'll see if they can lay down a good lap and get himself into contention for the weekend.
Rick Francis, a multiple-time champion at Lime Rock Speedway, working his way into turn number 3. Mcandrew, good lap for him to 4th quickest, 12.352 for Ryan Mcandrew. 67th for Rick Francis, but the guy to watch is Mcandrew. He's got to get 2/10. He's going to get half a tenth. He'll stay 4th, 12.301 for Ryan Mcandrew, and 67th is where Rick Francis will stay with a 13.057, but that lap by Mcandrew was big time.
Solid performance by Mcandrew, and you just expect that from a veteran driver to go out and lay down a solid lap, and it's solid enough to put him in the top 5.
There is one National Open winner in the field tonight that has not yet taken time. He's on the speedway right now in car number 28. That is Jacob Hendershot coming out of turn number 2. In front of him is the 88D of Andrew Dietrich in the Haldeman Ford ride.
Well, these guys look fast, Casey. We'll see if it produces on the clock. We've seen some guys look fast throughout this time trial session that haven't quite gotten there.
Dietrich did, though. 15th, 12.534. Hendershot, a 12.710, going to land him 35th. So Dietrich going to be the one to watch here coming to the checkers. He'll stay 15th. Ran identical laps on lap 1 and 2. 12.534 each time around the speedway. 31st for Hendershot. He can pick up just a little on his second lap.
Something to be said about consistency. I don't know if I could ever do that, but Andrew Dietrich just did.
I'll say. And just like that, we're down to our final 2 qualifiers. Shannon Slaughter in the Phoenix Fire, number 53S, and the 3X of John Wagner Jr. So these are the last 2 cars to take to the speedway. If they cannot top Lee Reinhardt's time, he will be your quick timer for National Open 32. Slaughter to the white flag. Good first lap for her, 30th. 12.640 for Shannon Slaughter. 47th for John Wagner Jr., 12.790. Here comes Slaughter to the twin checkers. She jumps up again, 15th quickest for Shannon Slaughter. Good lap, great lap for her. I think that's her first National Open, right, this year?
Yes.
Wow, awesome. 15th for Shannon Slaughter, 34th for John Wagner Jr. But your quick timer at the conclusion of 270 time trials is Lee Reinhardt from Elmer, New Jersey. Hold on. We got one more car still coming to the speedway. So Lee Reinhardt's going to have to endure one more by the looks of it. And by the way, if you'd like to get your National Open 32 t-shirts, once again, they are on sale at the front gate. You can get a short sleeve t-shirt, long sleeve t-shirt, or a hoodie. Get them while they're hot because they won't be there for long. Gonna try to get Brett Cronrath onto the speedway to get a lap, but if he cannot do so, Lee Reinhardt will be your fast timer. We'll have 8 heat races, so the top 8 are going to start on pole for each of those heat races. Right now, that's Lee Reinhardt, Alex Swift, Ross Perchak, Ryan Mcandrew, Austin Pasquarella, Corey Myers, Craig Myers, and Pete Skias. Waiting to see if they can get Brett Cronrath's car pushed away. He is in staging. I see him back there. So Burt Wojcik is either going to get to talk to Lee Reinhardt or Brett Cronrath. Let's find out. Cronrath going to be your final timer onto the Speedway. Working his way into turn number 3. He's going to get 1 lap. Final lap for Brett Cronrath. Where's it going to put him? We'll find out as he works through turns 1 and 2. Track all to himself. The Blanded, Pennsylvania driver got his first championship this year at Lanco in the sportsman class. Running the National Open tonight. He'll see the checkered flag, and he will clock in 29th, 12.615. And that means officially now, Lee Reinhardt, your fastest overall time in 270 time trials, 12.124 for Lee Reinhardt. He was second fastest last year. He gets the quick time this year. Alex Swift second, Ross Perchak third, Ryan Mcandrew fourth, Austin Pasquarella fifth, Corey Myers sixth, Craig Myers seventh, Pete Skias eighth. They'll be on pole for the 8 heat races with former National Open winners Logan Deal and Pat Beeler rounding out your top 10. Lee Reinhardt was the 64th driver to take time in that session, and he was fastest of anybody. 86 cars in total. And Lee Reinhardt, your fast time. We'll get a word with him in just a moment. Setting up victory lane down there for the quick timers. And except for those in the Race of Champions, that's going to do it for night number 1 for the 270s. They'll have their heat races tomorrow, and that'll set the lineup. The first 24 starting spots. We'll run the alphabet soup tomorrow. But Lee Reinhardt, your fastest overall timer. And we'll get a word with him. Bert is waiting down there in just a moment. Want to give a call to our Fast Time sponsors for this weekend. The 600 Fast Time was sponsored by Groff Motorsports. Of course, that went to Alex Rupert just a little while ago. And the 270 Micro Sprint Fast Time presented by Ed Esser. The Ed Esser Fast Time Award, that's going to go to Lee Reinhardt from Elmer, New Jersey. Did it by more than a tenth over Alex Swift. While we have a little break in the action, I want to thank all of you race fans who have come out to the stands tonight. Thanks for coming and supporting preliminary night of this National Open. We obviously hope you'll all be back tomorrow for the big finale. If you can't be here tomorrow, we want to thank you, everyone that's listening in at home on the National Racing Network, on Facebook and YouTube. If you like what you see, give us a like, give us a share. If you want to make some donations, that'd also be pretty cool as well. Thanks to everybody tuning in at home, wherever you're tuning in across the world right now. And we certainly hope you'll come back tomorrow as well. If you can't make it out to the Speedway, NRN is the place to be. Of course, we will have 600 heat races coming up after we get a word with Lee Reinhardt, our quick timer. Time trials for National Open 32 in the books now. And then, of course, the Race of Champions going to follow that action. Have a couple hot lap sessions for each class first, but that'll be the last competitive event of the night. 25 laps of distance for the 23rd annual Race of Champions in the 270s. They are pushing Lee Reinhardt's car onto the speedway. Race fans, make some noise for your 270 quick timer as he comes onto the track. He'll make his way to victory lane. Give it up for Lee Reinhardt. They'll push him into victory lane at the back of the four-wheeler, and then he will get a word with Bert Wojcik, who is down in victory lane. Lee Reinhardt's going to climb out of the car. Bert Wojcik, take it away.
All right, thank you, Casey. 12.124 for Lee Reinhardt. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for him. Your 270 quick timer here for the Linda's National Open. Not a bad lap, sir, and you did it late in the field. Not bad at all.
Yeah, you know, we come here a couple times a year, so I get very little R&D time. But you know, tomorrow's race day, so this is great. But tomorrow we got to really race our way in, so we got to keep it up.
What does it do for you that you got to wait all night long? You won't be having the same track that the 600s will have tonight. You're probably gonna have something different. I know there's some weather we're talking about tomorrow, so this track's gonna be completely different. This may put you in the catbird seat for the rest of the night then.
Yeah, it's nice to sit around. I get to watch them racing for once instead of scratching my head or being out here. But no, it's cool. You get to watch some of the transitions, see how the track goes. So it's not like we sit around and just have a good time. But you really got to keep an eye on like some of how these other fast guys go and see how the track changes. And track's beautiful tonight. So rain definitely is going to play a factor tomorrow with the air and humidity because it affects these two-stroke engines so much. But we'll see. Tomorrow's 8 laps or 10 laps, wherever the heat races are, not 2 like how it was tonight. So it's going to be a big difference.
Hey, I think Mike Batts, he told me here this is your first quick time and also 600 quick timer, first quick time. So not a bad run. Congratulations, bud, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again tomorrow night at some point here.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully we can keep it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lee Reinhardt, your 270 quick timer. Casey, take it away.
Thank you, Bert. Get a word in with Lee Reinhardt. And yes, now the attention turns to tomorrow. He'll start on pole for heat number 1, and if he wins that, he'll be your pole sitter for National Open 32.
This weekend's coverage of the 32nd Annual Linda's National Open is presented by On the High Side Apparel, a clothing brand created by 600 driver Connor Sheffield. With a portion of proceeds going to benefit medical cannabis research, your purchase helps drive progress in the fight against a variety of medical issues. Find out more information at onthehighsideapparel.com or visit Connor and the On the High Side team in the pit area this weekend here at Linda's Speedway. Use the offer code LINDAS at checkout to get 20% off your order through October 17th.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
Welcome back to the National Racing Network's live coverage of National Open 32. It's time to settle who's going to be on the pole. Alex Rupert, your quick timer, starts from the inside of row 1. Timmy Buckwalter on his outside. Tyler Allrich, Jason Swavely, row 2. Adam Bichelle, Bradley Brown, row 3. Jeff Sechrist, Dan Baer, row 4. And John Adams in row 5. That one's going to come back. Not a clean start. So, wave it off. biggest heat race of the night for the 600s is going to take another attempt to get started. Alex Rupert, your quick overall timer, but Timmy Buckwalter was fast in warm-ups. Of course, won this race 2 years ago, won the Speed Week race in July. This could be a battle royale at the front. And the top 4 go to the A main, so that's the other thing to keep an eye on. The top 4 to the A main. 5th and 6th going to head to the B main. 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th all going to have to go to the C main tomorrow night. So top 4 transfer, but this is the race for the pole. And we will try it one more time. Alex Rupert and Timmy Buckwalter. Coming slowly to the backstretch start line. Alex Rupert, Timmy Buckwalter. Tight start. Back to 3 and 4. And Alex Rupert's going to clear Buckwalter off the corner. Here comes Timmy back to the inside. Side by side into turn number 1. Timmy Buckwalter is your leader. But here comes Rupert right back under him. Side by side down the backstretch. Alex Rupert, Timmy Buckwalter. Here comes Timmy back on the bottom. Lap 1 is complete, and he's going to send it in there inside Rupert. They're side by side, and Buckwalter clears. Here comes Rupert back on the bottom. He's going to try and send it in on the bottom now. Buckwalter slides high. Rupert's clear. Here comes Swavely to the bottom. Alex Rupert leads a wild first 2 laps of Heat 1. Swavely runs 3rd. Allrich is 4th. Brown is 5th. And Alex Rupert now, a little bit of breathing room over Timmy Buckwalter. Top 4 go to the A main. Alex Rupert, Timmy Buckwalter, Jason Swavely, Tyler Allrich are in those spots right now. Rupert's got a little bit of breathing room coming back to see the cross flags. Halfway home for Alex Rupert from Lewisberry, Pennsylvania in the Dry D number 5 out in front. He's got Barry Grass, number 71, 600cc performance ride, driven by Timmy Buckwalter behind him. Rupert's pulling away. He's running the fastest laps of the race out in front, and with 3 to go, he's 3 laps from the pole of National Open 32. Coming back to seat 2 laps to go, and Alex Rupert has 5 car lengths. Battle's going to be on between Swavely, Allrich, and Brown for the final 2 transfer spots. But it's going to be Rupert and Buckwalter, 1 and 2. White flag for Alex Rupert, final lap out in front. Adam Buchel going to work to the inside of Bradley Brown, but that's 1 spot out of where they have to be. Coming out of turn number 4, Alex Rupert's going to win Heat 1, and he's going to be your pole sitter for National Open 32. Wowzers. Alex Rupert wins a wild battle with Timmy Buckwalter to win the pole for National Open 32. Timmy Buckwalter, Jason Swavely, Tyler Allrich all transfer. Bradley Brown and Adam Buchel going to have to head to the B main tomorrow, while Jeff Sechrist, Daniel Bayer, and John Adams all head to a C main. So if that first heat race tells us anything about what we're going to expect here tonight, my goodness, that was wild. And here comes Heat 2, Jared Kunkel and Logan Rumsey on the front row. Richie Hartman and Tim Horney start on row number 2. Then it's Kenny Beinhauer and the 2014 champion Jay Hartman on row 3. Tyler Henry, Jeff Weaver on row 4, and Jacob Benenwald in the 3J, starting from the back of the field. This is for the outside pole. Jared Kunkel in the catbird seat, but Logan Rumsey, good friends with Alex Rupert. He'd love to share the front row with him tomorrow. He's got a shot too. Richie Hartman and Tim Horney will start off in the other 2 transfer positions. And coming to the 1 to go signal from head starter Mike Fry. Heat 2 of 6, and the outside pole up for grabs. The Kutztown Kid and the Wonder Kid lead us down to the green flag. Jared Kunkel, Logan Rumsey, we're green with heat 2. Kunkel's going to clear Rumsey off the corner, but Rumsey's going to have a head of steam back to 1 and 2. Here comes Richie Hartman on the inside. He'll try to gun it in on the bottom of Logan Rumsey as Mason Beinhauer gets to 4th. Whoa, Tim Horney's up in the wall. Hard. Caution. And he took a hard shot to that outside wall in turn 3. We talked about his excellent run in time trials. He started 4th, had fallen back just a little bit, got up high, got in the marbles, and absolutely pounded the outside wall. But Tim Horney is okay. That's the report over there, and that's the best news. Lucky that car did not go over. That was almost really similar to what we saw a couple weeks ago with Alex Rupert in lap traffic, battling for the win with Logan Rumsey. Just got too high, and once you get in the marbles, it's game over. Bert Wojcik, what can you tell us about what happened with Tim Horney?
There, you and Timmy Buckwald, you had to hold off one of the hardest chargers in PA 600 racing there. You showed that you were not afraid of it. Congratulations on the heat win.
Yeah, the car was good again. We were just glad we were able to get Timmy back there. Start wasn't how we wanted it, but we were able to race him clean and get him back for the win there.
Guys, Alex Rupert, quick time, heat win. He's looking for the clean sweep here tonight.
Thank you, Bert. Those are the words of your pole sitter for National Open 32, Alex Rupert. Jared Kunkel and Logan Rumsey on row number 1. Tim Horney going to have to go and regroup tomorrow in the C main, but he's okay. Now, who's going to be your outside pole sitter? Let's find out. Green flag. Jared Kunkel once again leads Logan Rumsey back into turn 1, and Richie Hartman once again back on the bottom. They'll be side by side. Mason Beinhauer waiting in the wings into turn number 3. But Kunkel's going to lead lap 1 in the well-built Holmes number 61K, driving the car that has usually been driven by Ryan Kunkel this season. And he's making it look good out in front. He's got 3 car lengths on Rumsey back to 1 and 2. Richie Hartman not letting him get away. Mason Beinhauer in the transfer spot in front of Tyler Henry and Jay Hartman. Richie Hartman going to try the bottom on Logan Rumsey. Rumsey holds him off. Back to 1 and 2. Here comes Richie back on the inside, but Rumsey gets a great drive off the corner, and Mason Beinhauer is going to close to the back bumper. Halfway home. Jared Kunkel out in front, trying to pick up the outside pole for National Open 32. Side by side for 5th. Jay Hartman on the inside of Tyler Henry. Henry holds on. 3 to go. That's the first spot outside of a transfer spot. Coming back to 2 laps to go. Jared Kunkel out in front. Logan Rumsey running 2nd. Richie Hartman running 3rd. And Mason Beinhauer in the transfer spot by 4 car lengths as Hartman and Henry get to racing for 5th. Back to the white flag. Final lap for Kunkel. Rumsey's trying to reel him in, but I think he's going to run out of time. Unless he has a really big turn 3 and 4, and Kunkel has a bobble. He's going to send it in there on the bottom, but Jared Kunkel's going to hang on. He wins heat number 2. And he'll start on the outside pole for tomorrow's National Open 32 for the 600s. It's Kunkel, Rumsey, Richie Hartman, and Mason Beinhauer. How about that? Great run for the youngster. He transfers to the National Open. Jay Hartman, Tyler Henry going to have to come through the B main tomorrow. Jeff Weaver, Jacob Begenwald, and Tim Horney all going to run the C. Here comes Heat 3 onto the racetrack. Ryan Groff and Billy Koch going to start on the front row. Then it's Zach Weisenflew and Christian Bruno starting in row 2. Olivia Hayworth in the 44 and the 88J of Joey Amantia. The Big Show start on row 3. The Mullet Man Dakota Bartlett and Logan Roeder on row 4. And then it is Brandon Nicholas in the 23N making up the back row all by himself. Alex Rupert's going to come out for a rev check, but he will not be part of this field. Burt has Jared Kunkel, your Heat 2 winner.
And we got heat race number 2. Jason Kunkel. Jason, I tell you what, that heat race there seemed
Okay.
Back to the green flag at this time by. We'll try it one more time as the field comes to the backstretch. Pat Beeler and Sean Dove on the front row. That is row number 1. Then it's Ryan Kunkel, Michael Knopf, row 2. Steven Snyder, Brandon Heist in row 3. Pretty jam-packed heat race coming back to see the green flag. We're back to racing. Pat Beeler once again gets away, that time cleaner. Sean Dove running second. Here comes Ryan Kunkel. And Michael Knopf looking to the inside of Steven Snyder Jr. Snyder hops on the brakes, cuts under in turn number 2. And Snyder through to the 4th spot, past Michael Knopf. Now here comes Heist on the inside. There'll be 3 wide under this flag stand for the transfer spot. Knopf gonna drive it in on the bottom. He'll clear Snyder. Here comes Snyder back at him. Snyder throws it off in there. Michael Knopf back on the inside, side by side, out of turn number 4. That is for the 4th spot as the front 3 have gotten away. Snyder going back to work on the inside. Steven Snyder Jr. now in the transfer spot, but Michael Knopf not going away. They continue to race wheel to wheel next to those infield tractor tires with Brandon Heist and Jared Lilly watching in the wings. Snyder back under him at the exit of turn number 2. Back to the cross flags this time by Pat Beeler out in front of Sean Dove. Then Ryan Kunkel, then Steven Snyder Jr. and Michael Knopf. That's your top 5. Brandon Heist running in 6th, Jared Lilly running 7th, Delaponte Beinhauer at the back. Pat Beeler, 5 laps in the books. Out in front. Get a couple car length advantage over Michael in her position. Pat Beeler is your leader coming down the backstretch and into turn number 3.
We're back here.
White flag is in the air. Final lap for Pat Beeler. Dove runs in 2nd. Ryan Kunkel 3rd. Steven Snyder Jr. in 4th. Pat Beeler's going to come to the checkered flag. The icon who won the skyscraper 2 weeks ago wins heat 4, and that's where he'll start. 4th quickest, or 4th in the starting lineup, I should say, is where he'll be tomorrow. Sean Dove comes home 2nd. He'll transfer to the A main. So too will Ryan Kunkel and Steven Snyder Jr. Michael Knopf, Brandon Heist, both going to have to head to the B main. Jared Lilly, Adriana Delaponte, Kenny Beinhauer to the C. Heat 5 comes out and looks like this. Jesse Maurer and Heath Hanley on the front row. Colin White, Jeremy Harshman in row 2. Zach Beeler, Preston Latimus in row 3. Jackson White, Jason Muldowney, row 4. Joe Marie Gagne starting at the back. For those of you viewing it at home with the National Racing Network, apologies. We had a couple technical issues. I think we've gotten those worked out now, though. Apologies, though. We lost our play-by-play for a few moments and then lost our stream entirely for a second. We're back up and running. In case you missed it, Heat 3 was won by Ryan Groff. Billy Koch came home 2nd. Christian Bruno 3rd. Joey Amanti a 4th transfer to the A main. And the last heat race was won by Pat Beeler, Sean Dove, Ryan Kunkel, Steven Snyder Jr. Your top 4. Now here's heat number 5. Couple Groff Motorsports teammates on the front row. Jesse Maurer and Heath Hanley. Coming back to the green flag, we are racing in Heat 5, and here comes Colin White. He wants the lead in turn 4. That was a huge move from the inside of row 2, and it nearly paid off, but here comes Heath back on the inside. Side by side off the corner, White's going to pull out in front. He's got 2nd, and now last year's 3rd place finisher is going to go to work on the 2-time Wing 600 champion, Jesse Maurer. Hanley running in the 3rd spot. Jeremy Harshman holding down 4th in front of Preston Latimus, who's going to work on him with Zach Beeler waiting in the wings. Colin White trying to run down Jesse Maurer. Start in 5th. Both these drivers won their heats a year ago. Started 3rd and 6th, Maurer and White respectively. There's only room for one of them tonight. Jesse Maurer coming down the backstretch into turn number 3. The Mountjoy Outlaw out in front. One car spins to the infield on the backstretch. That is Jason Muldowney. Gets out of harm's way. And I think they're going to keep him in there as he had some sort of an issue that would have prevented him from rejoining the race. So it's Maurer and White, 1 and 2. Heath Hanley running third, and Harshman holding down that 4th spot over Latimus, coming back to 2 to go. White trying to close in. They are nose to tail coming down the backstretch. Into turn number 3, Jesse Maurer out in front. Don't think Colin White's going to get there unless something crazy happens. As they come out of turn number 2, Jesse Maurer coming through turns 3 and 4. He'll take the checkered flag and he'll win heat number 5. That's where he'll start in National Open 32 from 5th. Colin White comes home in 2nd, Heath Hanley 3rd, and Jeremy Harshman in 4th. Make the A main. Preston Latimus, Zach Beeler going to go to the B main. Jackson White, Joe Marie Gagne, and Jason Muldowney to the C. So 5 heat races are complete. Only 1 remains. We've locked in 20 of the 30 spots to tomorrow's 600 National Open. 4 more going to be determined tonight, including the 6th place starter. Spots 6, 12, 18, and 24 all still up for grabs tonight. Once again, want to remind everybody while the track is quiet, there are still National Open 32 shirts for sale at the front gate. T-shirts, short sleeve T-shirts, long sleeve T-shirts, and hoodies all available. They won't last the whole weekend, so get them while you still can. Pat Beeler going to come out for the mandatory rev check. And here comes your 6th and final heat race for National Open 32 in the 600s. Lineup looks like this. Garrett Smith and Holden Ekman start together on the front row. Then you've got Nick Skias and Fred Heinley starting in row 2. Kyle Lick and Brian Kramer in row 3. Mason Peters and Evan Knopf in row 4. Hunter McFadden was going to start 9th, but is not out there. Here they come, back to the green flag. Garrett Smith leads us down. We are racing. That was a heck of a start from Smith, and Kramer squarely in turn number 3. Gonna try and keep it straight, and he will. Side by side, battle is on for 2nd. Nick Skias and Holden Ekman racing down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Oh, Fred Heinley's up against the outside wall on the backstretch. Kept it out of the wall, for the most part at least, an averted disaster, but he fell back to 6th. Garrett Smith leads heat number 6, and he's pulling away from Holden Ekman out in front. It's Ekman, Skias, and Kyle Lick running second, third, and fourth. Mason Peters, first car on the outside looking in. Fred Heinley running in the sixth position. Brian Kramer and Evan Knopf have both fallen off just a little bit. Garrett Smith has had a really nice season of racing here at Linda's. It hasn't included a win, but he's shown a lot of speed. And if he keeps that 2S right there, he's going to start sixth in tomorrow's National Open. He sees the cross flags this time by Holden Ekman holding down second. Nick Skias running third. Kyle Lick running fourth. Side-by-side battle's going to be on. Peters and Heinley out of turn number 2. They are going to battle for that position. Peters hangs on for the time being, but he is losing ground to Kyle Lick, who's running fourth. 2 laps remaining this time by as Garrett Smith from head starter Mike Fry, and he is checked out. A lap for Garrett Smith out in front. No challenge for the transfer spot either, as Kyle Lick's National Open 32 in the 600s will be. Alex Rupert is going to be your pole sitter. Jared Kunkel will start second. Ryan Groff third. Pat Beeler fourth. Jesse Maurer fifth. And Garrett Smith sixth. They all won the heat races. Timmy Buckwalter is going to start 7th tomorrow. Logan Rumsey will be 8th. Billy Koch 9th. Sean Dove 10th. Colin White 11th. Holden Ekman 12th. Then your third-place finishers, Jason Swavely will start 13th. Richie Hartman 14th. Christian Bruno 15th. Ryan Kunkel 16th. Heath Hanley 17th. Nick Skias 18th. And your fourth-place finishers will start 19 through 24. Tyler Allrich 19th. Mason Beinhauer 20th. Joey Amantia 21st. Steven Snyder Jr. 22nd, Jeremy Harshman 23rd, and Kyle Lick 24th. Everybody else is going to run the alphabet soup tomorrow in C mains or B mains. So, I'm going to have a couple of push-offs, then some hot lap sessions, I believe, for each class, and the final event of the night, competitively, is going to be the Race of Champions, number 23. 20 cars in total for the 270 Race of Champions. That will be our final competitive event of preliminary night for National Open 32. Taking a look at our weather, sponsored by D-Weather. It's currently 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Overcast skies and no wind. It's a beautiful night, really, for a race. And we certainly hope it stays that way during the weekend. I thank all of you who are supporting our broadcasts on Facebook and on YouTube. Leave a like, leave a share. And while we have a little break in the action, we're going to take a break, step aside, pay some bills, and come right back with National Open 32 at Linda's Speedway.
Tonight's presentation of the 32nd Annual Linda's Speedway National Open here on the National Racing Network is presented by On the High Side Apparel, a clothing brand created by 600 driver Connor Sheffield. With a portion of proceeds going to benefit medical cannabis research, your purchase helps drive progress in the fight against a variety of medical issues. Find out more information at onthehighsideapparel.com or visit Connor and the On the High Side team in the pit area this weekend here at Linda's Speedway. Use the offer code LINDAS at checkout to get 20% off your order through October 17th.
If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
walk here prior to the 23rd Race of Champions. And then when we come back, we will get ready to go. National Open weekend begins with the 23rd Race of Champions. We'll do a grid walk. We'll let you meet the starting lineup, and then we'll get down to it.
Tonight's National Racing Network presentation of the 32nd Annual Linda Speedway National Open. I promise I can talk, people. I really do. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by On the High Side Apparel. It's a clothing brand created by 600 driver Connor Sheffield. With a portion of proceeds going to benefit medical cannabis research, your purchase helps drive progress in the fight against a variety of medical issues. Find out more information at onthehighsideapparel.com or visit Connor and the On the High Side team in the pit area this weekend here at Linda Speedway. Use the offer code LINDAS at checkout to get 20% off your order through October 17th. And this is Chris Graham with the National Racing Network. I want to thank everybody who's tuning in and has spent their Friday evening with us. We apologize for some of the issues we had earlier in the night. But we are looking forward to a really fantastic Race of Champions. This one is a who's who of big names, and there's going to be some very, very fast cars coming from deep in the field. Nick Skias, Pat Beeler are going to start on row number 2 for this one. It is going to be a pretty wild affair. Can't sleep on Richie Hartman coming out of position number 7. One of the fastest guys here, though, Alex Swift in the 02. is going to roll off from position number 11 here tonight. Justin Harrington qualified for this race as the 125 class champion at Lanco's Clyde Martin Memorial Speedway. Jesse Maurer in the 2 will roll off 17th. Brett Cronrath in the 5 is going to start 19th tonight. We are looking forward to a really fun night of 270 racing. 25 laps will be the distance here this evening. Starting to get cars pushed down into position for driver introductions and the grid walk with Casey Kreider. Have to say a huge thank you to Bert Wojcik, who's been hanging out here working the pit area with us as well. Takes a whole lot of people to put one of these things on, and hopefully you are enjoying the completely free show. Thank you to everybody that has contributed super chats throughout the evening. We really appreciate it. Tomorrow we will be back here on the YouTube channel only, and we will get the link shared out pretty much as soon as the broadcast concludes here tonight, where you'll be able to see the full Saturday slate of racing action here from Linda Speedway.
Let you hear from some of the top starters in tonight's 270 Race of Champions. We're going to start with the 600 champion starting on pole from Blanket Hill Speedway. That is Joe Marie Gagne. And all right, Joe Marie, had some issues with this car in warm-ups. Have you gotten it figured out? And how do you like your chances starting from the pole?
I think we got it figured out, and we have a good chance from here.
All right, let's talk to the 270 champion from Greenwood Valley Action Track. That was Glenn Mockmer. All right, Glenn, the big show's tomorrow, but you're starting on the outside of the front row for the Race of Champions. What do you think about your chances?
Well, I hope they're pretty good. I mean, we got a pretty fast car. We were all right in time trials, felt good in hot laps there. We'll see what we got.
All right, sounds like a plan. Good luck. Glenn Mockmer starting from the outside pole. We'll go down and talk to Nick Skias. He was the Poker Series champ at Bridgeport. All right, Nick, you've won this thing before. I know you want the big one tomorrow, but a second Race of Champions would be awfully nice.
Yeah, any race you enter and you pull off a victory is kind of cool. This one locks you into the show, so it's kind of important. Glad to start up front, and we'll give her a go.
All right, best of luck. Nick Skias starting third. Going to go down and talk to the guy that's won more Race of Champions than anybody, Pat Beeler, a four-time winner of this thing. You're starting fourth tonight. The number's going to come together for you to win number 5.
Yeah, I think we gotta get pretty lucky here. We're struggling for speed this weekend, but we'll see if we can figure it out. We're trying some stuff and see if we can get some speed.
All right, sounds good. Good luck to Pat Beeler tonight. We'll go down and talk to the 600 champion, Brandon Heiss, starting 5th in this race. This car's been strong here this season. How do you like your chances in the Race of Champions?
I definitely think we have a good chance. Dave gives me a good car. We've just been fighting a little bit tonight with the track being a little tricky and technical, so hopefully we have things figured out and we can go to the front.
All right, best of luck to Brandon Heiss. That is our top 5. That is our grid walk. We'll go up and get you the starting lineup and get ready to start Race of Champions 23 in the 270s. All right, here we go. Starting lineup for National Open Race of Champions number 23 looks like this. We heard from the top 5. Jo Marie Gagne was the 600 champion at Blanket Hill this year. She starts on the pole with Glenn Mockmer, the 270 champion at Greenwood Valley, on her outside. Nick Skias won the Poker Series at Spirit. He starts from the inside of row 2. He's got Pat Beeler, the 4-time winner, on his outside. Row number 3 is where you'll find a couple Linda Speedway champions, Brandon Heiss and Mike Boyer, your third row. Then Richie Hartman, he won the Shellhammers Championship in the 600s. He starts from the inside of row 4 with Sean Freeland, the Rime Rock champion, on the outside. Jeff Weaver, Clinton County champion, doubled up in the 270s and 600s. And Jeff Hafkey start on row number 5 together. Alex Swift was the point champion at Spirit this year. He starts on the inside of row 6 with Craig Myers, who won the Mason-Dixon 270, Path Valley, and Trailway championships in the 270s, starting on his outside. Ryan Fredericks was the champion at Goods Raceway. He'll start from the inside of row 7 with Natalie Brandon making her first National Open appearance, making her first Race of Champions appearance here tonight. She starts in row 7. Justin Harrington was a 2-time 125 champion this year at Linda's in Lanco. He starts inside row 8 with the Shellhammers champ Alex Reinsmith on his outside. Jesse Maurer was the Wing 600 champion at Linda's Speedway. He starts from the inside of row 9 with Mickey Bonas in the 69 on his outside, also his first National Open. And Brett Cronrath, the sportsman champion at Lanco, makes up the back row with JT Horwath, the 270 champ at Blanket Hill. Blanket Hill champions bookending the field of this 23rd Race of Champions for the 270s. We talked about the prior Race of Champions and the 22 prior iterations of this race. 7 times had it been won by a Linda's Speedway track champion. 2 times the driver that won the Race of Champions went on to win both the 270 and 600 National Opens in the same weekend. Mike Dicely did it in 1999. Mike Rutherford did it back in 2007. And in addition, Randy West won the Race of Champions and then won the 270 Open in 2001. Ross Perchak did the same feat in 2009. Mike Rutherford did it again in 2013. And Pat Beeler swept the Race of Champions and the 270 Open in 2016. The fireworks are going off. Race fans, make some noise for your 23rd Race of Champions field in the 270s. Trouble for the driver who was slated to start 6th in this Race of Champions. Mike Boyer, the 270 champion here at Linda Speedway, with problems. They could not get his car fired away, so it looks like he is going to be out of the Race of Champions. That is a tough break for Mike Boyer, who raced here for 2.5 decades, had never won a championship at Linda Speedway. Now a back-to-back champion, but he is not going to get the chance to compete in the Race of Champions here tonight. So we'll have 19 cars, 25 laps to distance. The lights are out. 1-to-go signal has been given. It would help to remember to turn the mic on. And here we go. Joe Marie Gagne and Glenn Mockimer start on the front row. We are green with the 23rd Race of Champions at Linda Speedway. Joe Marie Gagne leads from the bottom, but here comes Nick Skias, and here comes Pat Beeler. 3 wide down the back stretch. Side by side into turn number 3. Nick Skias in the middle. Pat Beeler on the high side. Beeler gets by. They'll continue to be side by side through turn number 2, but Beeler's going to have the momentum off the corner, and Pat Beeler is going to pull ahead and take the lead, but Skias not done with him yet, running that middle line. 2 laps complete, and it's continuing. Oh, Skias slipped up just a little bit. Thought he might get into Beeler. Beeler able to clear, though. And now set his sights out in front. Pat Beeler started 4th. Alex Swift carving his way through the field further back. Joe Marie Gagne and Glenn Mockimer, he got them both into turn number 1. Brandon Heist running 3rd behind the front 2. Pat Beeler, Nick Skias, your top 2 in the Race of Champions. Then it's Heist, Swift, and Mockimer, your top 5. Pole sitter Joe Marie Gagne falling back just a little bit, being bypassed by Craig Myers. That's for 7th. Pat Beeler holding a steady advantage. Battling on further back in the field. One car going off the racetrack. That is Gagne out of the Race of Champions. Side-by-side battling further back in the field. Justin Harrington, Brett Cronrath, 2 Lanco regulars. They get it sorted out for the time being. Pat Beeler continues, though, out in front, not missing anything at the front of the field as Jeff Weaver's car pulls off the speedway. Alex Reinsmith also off the racetrack. Pat Beeler continuing to pull away over this battle that's now forming for the 2nd position. It's going to be 3rd first because here comes Alex Swift to the inside. Side by side with Brandon Heist. Side by side into turn number 1. And Swift, the birthday boy, gets through to 3rd. Trying to run down Nick Skias now, who in turn is trying to run down Pat Beeler. Pat Beeler's been so strong this season, had a period where he won 3 races in a row here at Linda Speedway, but he's had some reliability issues with that car over the course of the season. Will they come back to bite him tonight? Nick Skias is closing in just a little bit, but Alex Swift is closing in on both of them. Here comes Alex Swift, working his way to the inside. The 2019 Race of Champions winner, going to work on the 2012 Race of Champions winner. Side by side for 2nd, down the back stretch. And here comes the Bridgeport, New Jersey native, Alex Swift, through to 2nd. From the 10th starting position, and he's not out of this thing. Craig Myers is trying to close in. He's running the fastest laps on the racetrack of anybody, but he's back in 5th. Pat Beeler holding down a less than a 2nd lead. Swift really did a big jump out of that lead that last time around. He took a big chunk out of it, and he's continuing to close. 11 laps to go. 0.2 of a second. The gap was cut down that time by Alex Swift. He swept the Race of Champions in the National Open in 2019. Is that a good omen for this year? He works his way into turns 1 and 2. Right behind Pat Beeler, trying to close in. 4 car lengths is the gap as Beeler works through lap traffic. 9 laps to go. The gap is 0.6 seconds. Swift gonna have to work to the inside of Mickey Bennis. Caught him at a little bit of a rough spot. Might allow Beeler to get away just a little bit, but Swift not giving up the fight. Back to turn number 1. Pat Beeler trying to hang on for 8 more laps to win the 23rd Race of Champions. It would be his 5th. Alex Swift is looking for his 2nd, though, and he's closing. 0.4 seconds the gap. It's going to be right to the back tail tank before too long. He's running the bottom of the track. Beeler running a little more in the middle of the speedway. And Swift down to 2 car lengths, taking a 1/10 of a second out of the lead every single lap. We are going to have a battle on our hands for Race of Champions 23. Here comes Alex Swift to the inside. They'll be side by side into turn 1. Swift throws it in the bottom, side by side off the corner. Wheel to wheel and wing to wing into turn number 3. And Alex Swift from 10th clears. He's got the lead into turn number 1 with 4 to go. But lap traffic still right in front. This is giving me deja vu of last year's National Open when Pat Beeler got past in lap traffic and nearly got it back. This thing ain't over with 3 to go. Ryan Fredericks directly in front. Swift gonna work to the inside of him. Oh, Fredericks closed the door on him, not allowing Swift to get by. 2 laps to go. Here comes Alex Swift trying to set up a turn 1. Pat Beeler is not letting Alex Swift get away. Coming back to see the white flag. Final lap of Race of Champions 23. Pat Beeler might need Alex Swift to get caught in lap traffic. He moves to the inside of Fredericks, and that's going to do it. Coming through turns 3 and 4, Alex Swift, for the 2nd time in 3 years, wins the Race of Champions, and on his birthday, no less. Alex Swift takes home Race of Champions 23. And what a way to start the weekend for the birthday boy. In 2019, he took the National Open after winning the Race of Champions the night before. Perhaps it's an omen. We saw how strong that car was in time trials. And Alex Swift is your winner of Race of Champions 23. Pat Beeler comes home 2nd. Nick Skias, Craig Myers, Brandon Heist, your top 5. But it's Swift, the guy, to get the win. And we will go down and talk to him in just a moment. Alex Swift, now a 2-time winner of the Race of Champions. If you're in the stands, don't leave just yet. We're going to announce our 50-50 winner here in Victory Lane after we talk to Alex Swift. Alex Swift has pulled the 0-2 into Linda Speedway Victory Lane. Going to give him a second to get Victory Lane set up and for Alex to get out of the car. Be the first of 3 to celebrate in this Victory Lane this weekend. And he hopes he's celebrating in it one more time. He's climbing out of the race car. Race fans, make some noise for your Race of Champions 23 winner, Alex Swift. Alex Swift, your winner. And it wasn't easy. First of all, happy birthday. It's not every day you get to win on your birthday. How about that?
Yeah, it might have happened once or twice here before. It usually falls on it, but yeah, thank you.
So you had to start 10th, but it did not take you long to drive your way through the field. On the bottom, you were on a little bit of a lower line and were able to reel in Pat there over those last couple laps as you were hitting lap traffic. What was going through your mind?
Well, I was happy the track was pretty smooth, so I could run a line that I like to run. I like running up high. You get a lot of speed, but you make a lot of passes on the bottom. So I was happy that was there. I was bracing myself. I was surprised. I got through traffic really fast and got to Pat, and it looked like he was peaked out, so I knew if I kept digging on the bottom, picking him off a little bit, I'd get there. It wasn't easy because he started pulling away again. I started making mistakes, getting tight. But now, I'm thinking about packing up and going home because that was a great win for the team.
I don't know about just yet. You got a chance to start second tomorrow in the National Open, and hey, the last time you won the Race Champions was 2 years ago. You went on to win the National Open that year. Good omen?
It's a great omen. Well, first I want to thank my car owner at Bridgeport. I was the champion down at Bridgeport this year in the 15 car owned by Johnny Blanda. He let us run this one, get some more practice. I wish we were running his, but yeah, we won that race 2 years ago from 14th, so we won tonight from 10th. It's good. It's good for the team. I got to start next to Beeler in our heat tomorrow, so I know he's going to be seeking revenge, and if there was anyone I wouldn't want to start next to, it's Beeler. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow, and then we got Reinhardt to deal with, and a lot of other fast cars that are going to catch up. So it's going to be great tomorrow. Good racing tomorrow.
Well, that's what we sure hope for. Congratulations, Alex Swift, winner of the 23rd Race of Champions. I'm going to have you pull the 50-50 ticket here. This is for $286. So if this is your winning ticket, come up to the tower or out of the pit shack. The winning ticket is 0405541. Once again, 0405541. If that is your ticket, come up to the tower or down to the pit shack to claim your $286 cash prize. Confetti going off overhead. Alex Swift, your winner. Once again, he hopes this isn't the last time this weekend he'll get to celebrate in Victory Lane.